what they want. Shit. That family shit. Jersey. Hey, yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns. We the eye of the storm. Hey, yo, we family. Unbreakable bonds, lyrical dawns.
Good morning, world. It's your boys, the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the makeup of those stews, and we've got to thank God every minute of every day. Good morning to my man, Rel. Fly Ty, Cuzzo down at the crib. Raymond A. Sutton IV, and an honorable mention to none other than Griff. And good morning to you too, Dougie Stew. How you feeling today, sir?
I'm fantastic, man. How about you?
Outstanding, man. Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah. How was the weekend?
I had a great weekend, man. We had a weekend filled with theater. Myles was the manager of the school play, The Drowsy Chaperone, first freshman to ever manage the stage play, I believe. Very proud of him. It was an excellent play.
The Drowsy Chaperone is the name of the play.
Was the name of the play, yes. Okay. On yesterday, wifey and I took a road trip to the ATL, Cobb Energy Center, to go see Macbeth, one of Shakespeare's finest. Mm-hmm. And one of the leads in the play was the man on my right on that picture, or on my left, in actuality, but facing it on my right, brother Morris Robinson, opera singer extraordinaire. He starred in the performance of Macbeth yesterday that we went to see. Outstanding piece of work. Outstanding piece of work. Sir, my question to you is, I know you don't like musicals.
Shouts out to Beta Mu. The Citadel Bros. That's where Morris Robinson pledged at.
I know you do not like musicals, but do you like operas, and have you ever been?
Hell no.
Okay.
Now, I would go. Because I've seen plenty of clips on bruh, like doing this thing on Facebook, social media.
He's amazing.
And his voice is like from another galaxy.
It's the third time I've seen him.
We probably should play a clip at some point and let people understand what we're talking about.
It's the third time I've seen him live, and I don't have much hair on my arms, but the hair that I do have stands up every time he sings.
Right.
I mean, it stands up.
Right.
Yeah. So I had a great weekend, man, road tripping to the ATL for the opera and spending time with the kids. They had a soccer tournament in Alabama with Morgan. She played well. It was a good weekend for me, sir. How about you?
It was good, man. First ball award, I'm going to throw it out to our Berkeley Stags girls.
Yes, give it up to them.
Yeah, shouts out to Coach Peace and the Lady Stags. They won the state champion, 5A basketball.
Coach Crystal Peace. Say her name. Say her name, man. Coach Crystal Peace. She, too, is a former Stag. She's a graduate. She's a player. She's a head coach. And I think that's the first title basketball-wise for our women's basketball team.
Oh, yeah. We don't get down in basketball like that.
We've had some good teams. We've had some very good teams,
but we have never won a state championship. But we almost got the double with the boys. The boys lost in the semifinal round last week to a very close game to one of our rivals next town over Goose Creek High School. But great season for Stag basketball, man.
Shouts out to Principal Heather Ducker, Assistant Principal of Athletics Brian Welch, Head Coach Crystal Peace, as we already talked about. And you can't talk about sports without talking about the head football coach, Eric Lodge. Shouts out to him, too. He ain't got nothing to do with the basketball, but shouts out to him, too, man.
Before we jump into all of the hullabaloo that happened this past weekend.
We're champions, man. The Stags are champions again. That's awesome.
Before we get into all of the stuff that happened between, Stephen A. and LeBron, Ball Award to Shedrick Moore.
Yes.
Shedrick Moore is the Berkeley High School, I guess you could call him, historian.
Amen.
He found some video on you, man.
Amen.
He's been searching through the archives for some video of you when you played for the Stags 30 years ago.
He sent that clip, man, and immediately I responded, "Hey, man, what do I owe? I will pay whatever I owe for this few seconds worth of. I'll pay whatever I owe."
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Shane. I appreciate you, bro.
So
God, I appreciate you, man.
So he's the historian, and he found he's been looking for years. And if you go to YouTube and search Berkeley Stag football players or whatever, different highlight reels come on from individual players from the past.
No one played harder than me. No one played with the intensity every snap that I played with. No one used as much effort, energy, or enthusiasm on the gridiron than I did. Nobody. Nobody, man.
And out of the blue, he sends us a video of like a minute or two of some of your clips from your senior year. And I trust me, I've had mine for like 5 or 6 years. He put together my reel for like 5 or 6 years.
I've watched it 1,000 times in the last 6 hours, man.
It is one of the most, it's one of the most valuable things that I own. When you can see some video of you in your younger days, it just does something to your soul.
Man, that's 30 plus years ago, man.
30 years ago.
I mean, clear footage, man, 30 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And nobody played harder, man. As a running back, people forget I was a running back. 780 yards, 12 touchdowns my senior year. As a running back, guys don't switch the ball in the proper arms anymore. I was doing that 30 plus years ago, man. Second nature.
Yeah, but that's what we did. That's what we did 30 years ago. They don't do it now. It's a lost art to switching the ball, you know? Well, yeah.
I'm going to find him when I go to the crib and do something special for him. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to do something special for him.
So if you're new to the show, we talk about sports, guy stuff, pop culture, hip-hop culture, fun things, whatever's going on in the news. We've got a couple of things that we like to do also in each show. So we've got Arlie's World coming up a little bit later with some entertainment news. We've got the Last 48, which are the biggest stories in the Two Live Stews Facebook chat group over the last couple of days.
We got to talk about this money. The NFL can't cry broke. We got to talk about this money.
We're going to talk some NFL stories, Myles Garrett, couple little NFL stories out there. But the big story happened Friday, so we haven't talked about it. And listen, I'm going to acknowledge it's a little old. It's a little old at this point.
Well, no, it's not old because we hadn't addressed it yet. It ain't old at all.
Yeah, true. But long story short,
it was worthy of a pop-up, but I just wasn't sitting still enough this weekend to do a pop-up.
It
was worthy of it, though.
Okay. So long story short, we all know the details. After the Knicks and Lakers game Friday night, LeBron James, he stepped to Stephen A. Smith.
Stepped to him hard, man. I mean, stepped to him hard.
Stepped to him hard with his chest out and everything. Yeah. And confronted him about, and I'm still unclear what he confronted him about. Is it about something Stephen A. said about his son, or is it something he said about LeBron? Yep. I've seen many different things, but I don't know exactly what he had the issue with.
Can I say something before you go any further?
Go ahead. No, I'm done. I laid it out now.
Okay.
Let's get into it. Yeah.
I watch First Take, especially on Mondays and Tuesdays when Shannon is there.
Okay.
The rest of the week, it just comes and goes. You know, I'm not a P1, but if I'm in the house, it's on the TVs as I'm moving around going about my day, okay?
Uh-huh.
I've never heard Stephen A. ish on Bronny. Me personally, now, and maybe he has and I missed it, but I've never heard him ish on Bronny.
So it's funny you say that. I threw that out there as a question. Like, what exactly is LeBron mad about? In the chat room Friday or Saturday, I threw it out in the chat room. Tell me, post a quote in what LeBron is mad at.
Right. That
Stephen A. said about him or his son. Right. And no one's really given me anything personal. That's the thing you have to separate. Did he say something personal about LeBron or Bronny? And
I do have something.
No, he hasn't.
I do have something I want to add to that.
Go ahead.
When you work on platforms like this and you do TV and you do radio, you get to say whatever you want at the moment.
Right.
What you don't get to do is determine how other people may feel about what you say.
Okay. I see where you're going.
That is out of your control. I don't get to. I can tell you how I feel. I can tell you what I think. I can share my thoughts. However, I don't get to control your thoughts and or feelings about what I said or my actions. However you feel, you get to feel that way, damn it, because you're you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, please carry on. Please carry on.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Well, point is, I haven't heard one personal thing that Stephen A. said about LeBron or his son.
Neither have I.
It's all dealing with basketball. It's all dealing with this notion that LeBron got his son drafted, which, by the way, from day one, that's been my whole point. My whole point has been LeBron put his son in a bad position from the rip.
Yes, you've been saying that, sir.
From day one.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes.
So I haven't seen anything where I would say it's a personal shot at that man and his son. Stephen A. talks about sports for a living. And listen, I'm not the biggest Stephen A. fan, even though he the bros.
Right. Well, I've spoken to him since then.
I'm not the biggest Stephen A. fan for lots of different reasons we can't get into right now.
I understand.
But that man's job is to talk about the hottest topics in sports.
That's right.
The hottest topic in basketball, by default, is y'all tell me the greatest player that ever stepped on the court. That's a billionaire.
Who's not y'all. Folks tell you, not y'all.
A lot of people tell you that.
Greatest player is MJ. You said y'all. When you say y'all, you're including me, and that's not the truth. We have to tell the truth.
Depending on the day, it sounds like you say that.
Nope. We have to tell the truth.
All right.
It's no y'all.
Right.
MJ's the best thing since sliced bread.
Bottom line is, Stephen A. talks about the things in sports that people are talking about. I mean, what do you want him to do? And once again, it's nothing personal. I haven't heard anything personal that he said. And his job is to talk about sports, the top stories in sports.
Agreed.
LeBron commandeering a draft, the drafting of his son. His son is averaging 1 point a game. His son didn't finish or didn't really average more than 5 points in college.
What's he averaging in the G League? You know he's averaging in the G League?
I think they said he's averaging like 20-plus points, which is very good. Okay. And I'm not even saying that Bronny can't one day develop into a great NBA player. It's just right now, in all of these instances where they bring him up to the league, he's not doing anything.
He's been lacking.
Yeah. So I mean, and I'm gonna let you go. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about this.
We got plenty of time, man. We got a couple hours. Go ahead, take your time.
Y'all tell me that he's the greatest player of all time.
No, not y'all. Not y'all. Don't say y'all.
A lot of people tell me he's the greatest player of all time.
He's the greatest scorer of all time in my eyes, hands down.
I think that it's been reported that he's a billionaire.
Yes.
He engineered the drafting of his son in the NBA to play with him.
I pray to have that kind of juice.
Right. He's clearly winning, right?
Hands down. No one's winning better.
Here's something I haven't really heard anywhere else. I mean, you've heard everything, all the arguments and all the debates about this thing, but here's something I really haven't heard anything else. Why does he care? Why does he care to the degree that he's going to approach this 60-year-old guy that he's 100 pounds bigger than? Why does he care about anything that anybody says? I remember when we were kids, and people don't know this. They probably do know this, but they don't understand the depths of this. When we were kids, you used to do things purposely to get under my skin. And you used to get me riled up. And every once in a while, our old man would pull me to the side and say, "Hey, man, why don't you just ignore him?" It's like, why don't you just ignore him, man? He's doing it on purpose. If you ignore him, you're gonna make him mad.
I tell Mason and Morgan the same thing that my father told me and you every day, all day. Myles gets it. Myles can ignore everybody, even his parents. But Morgan and Mason, they lose it if somebody says something, just like you used to. They lose it.
Why does LeBron care to the depths that he approached this grown man in a way that he wanted to fight? It's not who cares? He's winning. He's won his entire life. Yep. He doesn't understand. I fail to believe that he doesn't understand that this is this man's job. What does he care?
A lot of things in the chat room about this. I'm going to start some of it so we can read it later on.
What does he care?
Sir, I can answer that question.
Go ahead.
We don't get to feel for LeBron. I don't care if he's got $1 billion. I don't care if he was the first overall pick. I don't care if he had a Hummer in high school. We don't get to feel for LeBron.
Yeah, this is your truth.
Stephen A. did and or said something that made LeBron feel like when I see him, it's on sight.
That's another point.
I respect that.
That's another point.
And I respect that. And I respect that. I respect the fact that LeBron said, okay, clearly it was the first time he saw him since all the talk. I respect the fact that LeBron said, okay, there goes Stephen A. At some point today, I'm going to go pull his coattails and let him know how I feel. I'm fine with that. Part 2. And this is what I texted Stephen A. Text said, bruh, I'm very happy, somewhat elated of how you handled the situation at crypto.
I mean, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, that could have got ugly. And that would have been bad for Stephen A., LeBron, and everybody that looks like us. That could have been ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephen A. had the wherewithal to say, and the wherewithal or the fear in his heart to say, I'm going to stand down.
Right.
I'm not going to win here at crypto, LeBron's house, his fans, his security. I'm not going to win here. So I'm going to just nod my head and sit down. I'm very happy how both of them handled it, to be honest with you. I don't think it was the right move for LeBron, because if he was this passionate about it, he could have got to Stephen A. much earlier. I don't like how he chose to do it, but I get on site, which that was, and I'm happy how Stephen A. allowed a calmer head to prevail, whether it was from fear or whether it was from just, I'm not going to be a spectacle at crypto.
All right, so I got one last comment about this when we get back from the break.
Okay.
And then we got a couple other NFL stuff to talk about. We got to touch upon.
And while we're mentioning LeBron, when we get back after the break, I've got something to mention about him too, because it was a torn groin that got me out of the league. I want to share my thoughts on LeBron's new injury that could be a situation for the Lakers moving forward.
Yeah.
Y'all keep it locked in. When you know what to do with what you got, you can do more with it. All right? So shouts out to my man Lavrell, as well as the World Changers, making this thing happen and getting it done with your financial needs. All right? The World Changers help empower individuals and communities throughout financial education and implementation. Your agent, Lavrell Hawkins, has made significant strides in the financial services industry, using his expertise to guide and support others in achieving financial stability as well as success. Lavrell uses an holistic approach that addresses the mental, physical, financial, and spiritual aspects of being in a well space and place when it comes to your finances, all right? Y'all give them a call, 919-764-4626. That's 919-764-4626. The World Changes Financials and Lavrell are dedicated to empowering you and your communities through financial education and implementation.
Ain't no way he said this, bro. Listen to this.
If you get your hair cut every week, homie, that's damn near feminine to me. Because you getting your hair done, you getting your nails done, you getting your toes done, and you moisturizing your body. That's a woman's body. Literally, if you look at it, homie, a man normally is dirty because he got a trade, he got a skill. Normally a man is musty, man is ashy, shoes dirty, because he's actively involved doing something. The nigga sitting around just cute and pretty all day long, he ain't never dirty. Every day he cute. Every day he pretty. Every day he well put together.
Yo,
What
this
man did he get that from?
This is amazing content, man.
What man did he get this from? You get that from your mama. You ain't never seen your daddy sitting up lotioning his leg, man. Putting lotion. You ain't never seen.
It's your boys next door, Ryan Stewart. Two Last Tuesday Experience. Happy Monday and good morning, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us. We truly appreciate it.
You a Charleston White fan, man? Yeah or nay? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
It depends on the day and what he's saying. I think that's one of the dumbest things he's ever said in my life just now. I think that's one of the most idiotic things he's ever said in my life just now.
We're gonna get back to the LeBron talk. I got one more point I want to make about that. But have you ever seen our old man? We talked about old man twice today already. When we were growing up, did you ever see our old man put lotion on his legs?
I have never seen him put lotion on his legs. But guess what? He wore shorts all the time, and I've never seen ash on his legs either.
That's not the point.
Hold on. I've never seen ash on his legs either. His shoes, sneakers, or hard bottoms, Stacey Adams, were never dirty. His suits were always clean, pressed straight from the cleaners.
Right.
His shirts were always white.
Right.
His ties were always crisp. And he went to the barbershop every weekend to get a haircut.
Right.
Ain't nothing feminine about my father. And ain't nothing feminine about me, which is what Charleston White was just saying.
Wait a minute, you taking this personal?
Not at all.
You
I don't give a damn about Charleston White's thoughts.
You remember back in the day, we had this little thing where you started acting like the quote unquote, the term metrosexual.
Yes, that's fine.
And I was, take a little jabs at you or whatever.
Call me whatever you want.
I think he went too far about the whole musty part. Nobody want to be musty, but I mean,
who wants to be stink?
Everything else he said is accurate.
Even if you work on a construction site, you don't want to be stink.
Everything else he said is accurate except for that part.
Man, please.
And last point I want to make. You're watching the Two Live Stews Experience, Doug Stewart and Ron Stewart.
Some people try too hard, and they've got to go above to get heard. They've got to make it. They've got to push the envelope as far as they can because they're trying to be a trending topic.
Right.
And that's what Charleston White does.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. But everything he said is accurate except for the whole musty part. Nobody want to be around somebody musty and stink.
Yeah. If you don't put lotion on your skin, it's gonna cause you problems later on that you can't deal with. Trust me. But go ahead, man. Go ahead. Say what you about to say. Go ahead.
Last thing about the LeBron stuff, man, and we need to move on. And I mean, we're gonna read a bunch of chat at the end of the show today, so stay tuned for that. Get your thoughts about anything that we've said. If you're new to the show, thank you so much. God damn it. If you're new to the show, thank you for tuning in with us. This is what we do. We talk about whatever folks are talking about in the world. All right. Last thing about this LeBron, Stephen A. Smith thing, man. God damn. I apologize. Last thing. This whole thing, LeBron comes away looking like a bully, man. Now, he's the greatest off the court. He's probably the greatest human being or in the top 10 human beings that ever walked the face of the earth. He's probably the most philanthropic, most kind basketball player that's ever played in the NBA. We know about all the things that he's done. This right here is aside from the LeBron that we know. With him approaching a 60-plus-year-old guy, I imagine, Stephen A. Smith, who clearly is not a fighter. If you watch how he even walks.
Did you see the video with him working with the boxing trainer, man? Have you seen that?
Disgraceful.
Hey, man, keep on, please.
That guy has never been in a fight in his life. That's neither here nor there. This thing comes away making LeBron look like a bully. That was not necessary. What is he going to prove by beating Stephen A. Smith's ass, a guy half the size, 20 years his elder?
Maybe he had no intentions on beating his ass and just wanted to put him on notice that, hey, man, don't talk about my kid. Stephen A. was right. Stephen A. was right on the show on Friday on his show when he opened up talking about it, man. You know, I wasn't talking to LeBron James, the superstar. I was talking to LeBron James, the father. So I get it, man. Hey, man, don't mess with my kids. Man, don't say a damn thing about my kids. Don't say nothing about my kids, man. You know what? I'll let you talk about me, but when it comes to my mama and my kids, they are off limits, man. Period. Now, did Stephen A. do anything egregious while speaking about Bronny? Not in our eyes. But if he did in LeBron's eyes, then as a father, he needs to handle his business.
In LeBron's eyes. Like
in LeBron's eyes, because LeBron's got his own eyes.
If LeBron took exception to Stephen A. talking about his son in basketball terms, that's a problem. Or talking about him in basketball terms. Because once again, that's all he did. I haven't found any evidence that he said anything personal about that man or his kid.
We agree. But guess what? We don't get to tell LeBron how to feel about anything.
It just makes him
look
agree.
Petty.
It just makes him look petty, and it makes him look like a bully.
Okay.
I'm giving you the facts. And once again, I'm not the biggest Stephen A. fan out there.
Your facts.
You're
giving me your facts.
It makes him look petty. This whole crybaby theme that's been surrounding LeBron his entire career. By the way, did you see the little play where I can't remember who it was right now, drove by him? Tatum for the Celtics drove by him, and a phantom elbow to LeBron's face. LeBron fell backwards. So it lends to this whole.
I don't think the elbow even touched his face. I'm sorry.
It didn't touch him.
Yeah, I don't think. No, I rewinded it. I slowed it down. I did not see the elbow touch the face.
Now the point is this whole theme of LeBron being a crybaby, now sensitive. Now you can add on to this whole list of arguments people got against LeBron James as a bully.
Did LeBron confront Skip Bayless when he talked about him all these years, Ramona Drake? No, because Skip doesn't go anywhere. Skip goes to the studio and he goes home. And sometimes he goes to dinner with his wife. And when he goes to dinner with his wife, he's got a hat over his head with the hood on. Skip don't go no place.
I'm glad you said that. If Shaq would have done what Stephen A. has done and said the things Stephen A. has done, would LeBron have done that?
Well, but that's part of the reason. Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. However, I do think that Shaq, Kenny, Ernie, and Charles have talked just as much about Bronny as Stephen A. has.
Or more. Right.
Or more.
So if you think that he would not have approached Shaq like that, that puts him in the class as a bully.
Well, I don't know if he's seen Shaq or plans on stepping to Shaq. I don't.
You know good well that man ain't gonna step to no damn Shaq.
Hey man,
you know he not. Stop that.
Here's what I know, man. As a father, the coach that one time grabbed Myles' arm, I got out of the bleachers and around the fence and on the field in 30 seconds. I can't run like I used to.
Yeah, did Stephen A. touch Bronny?
No, real quick.
Not only that, Bronny's a grown-ass man now. Ain't he 21?
Hey, man. I don't care.
This thing got so many tentacles on how LeBron's wrong in this thing, man.
If Bronny is 40 and LeBron is 60, he's still LeBron's child. I'm sorry, man. I know how you feel about your kids, so I just can't ignore some things that you're saying. I know how you feel about your kids, man.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. And you know how I feel about mine.
Absolutely.
So, this injury that LeBron has right now, as we get ready to move on because there's so many things to talk about today, this injury LeBron has right now could be the one reason why the Lakers don't make it to the finals the way they played for the last week and a half, 2 weeks since Luka's been there.
Yeah.
This growing injury is not something to be overlooked. LeBron's dealt with it in the past, but this time when he's dealing with it, he's 40 years old.
Right.
People are saying, 4 to 5 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks. This growing injury can linger around for the rest of his life. Ask me how I know.
Yeah. You got experience. But this is what happens to guys that are this old playing professional sports. They break down. At some point, Father Time is undefeated.
The rumors or the reports of LeBron putting $1 million into his body every day. Not every day. That would be a lot of money. $1 million per year in his body with maintenance. That's great. But if there's one thing maintenance can't beat, it's Father Time. And I want everybody to remember me saying this today on the 10th of March. This growing injury is bigger than people are thinking at this moment right now. It's a growing.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
They're saying 1 to 2 weeks or something like that.
Oh, man.
This could be, and I don't want him.
Maybe he didn't have a tear.
Right.
Mine was a tear. Maybe he didn't have a tear.
Maybe he just got to
Maybe
pull.
he just got to pull.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem. Remember I said that.
Yeah, for new people to the show, I'm a Laker fan, so I mean this is very, very serious. But what do you expect when a guy's 40 years old? At some point, I remember when we picked up Karl Malone and Gary Payton, man.
Same thing.
And like you couldn't tell me just to go ahead and give us the trophy. We were going to win it all.
No,
them
man.
guys and their production.
Yep.
And the way that they were moving and getting up and down the court, they seemed like they had lost 30% of their game over the summer before we signed them. They were shells of themselves, man. They were shells of themselves. So that's how it happens. Myles Garrett, sir. Myles Garrett has signed a record-breaking $40 million per year extension that keeps him in Cleveland until 2030. He had just asked for a trade.
Right. And why did he ask for the trade?
Because
what was the reason?
Because they weren't set up for winning, allegedly. But I guess $40 million guaranteed fixes all.
Myles Garrett told the media he wants to get traded. He wants to go to a contender, and then asked to speak to the owner immediately. I want to talk to the owner immediately. Owner says, no, I don't want to speak with you, angry black man. Deal with the general manager that I've hired.
And you're
so
watching
he goes to the general manager,
experience.
and 2 days later comes out with a new contract. He played the system like a fiddle. And guess what, man? After Max Crosby, my defensive end gets a new deal. There's no way in the world that Myles Garrett or anyone that plays the position that Myles Garrett plays should get more money than him per year in guarantees and signing bonus and whatever. Myles Garrett is the best defensive end in the league. I don't care if he just did a contract 5 for $125 a few years ago. He's the best in the league. And when you're the best in the league on site, you get to determine how much money you're making.
Right.
And he enforced his right to do that, and he got what he deserved.
But here's the thing, man. I respect it.
I love it.
Remember now, in this whole money thing, you're I want to be happy over money. I want to be happy too, but if you're going to pay me this type of money, I'll be happy.
Well,
I'll be happy. It's not that big of a difference where it's life or death. He goes to another organization. He's going to be infinitely happy. He's playing football. And if you're going to give me this type of money, I'll be okay. I think that's what Myles Garrett said. I'll be okay.
There's no guarantees on going anywhere and winning the championship because it just doesn't work like that.
Absolutely.
There's no guarantees. So if you're going to make me the highest paid player, give me about 130 guaranteed. Give me about 40 a year.
Right.
I'll take these whippings with pride.
Right. I'll take these whippings with pride.
And also, man, digging a little bit deeper, if they find a quarterback, they've got a decent team. They've got some players.
Right. Right.
If they find a quarterback, they probably could do something.
Right. Exactly.
Or even if Deshaun comes back and he can throw the ball and stay on the field, they might have a chance. Man, I'm happy for Myles Garrett. And he played the system like Andre 3000 plays wind instruments. He played the system beautifully.
Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills quarterback, signs a $330 million contract.
Yep.
$250 million guaranteed. The most guaranteed money in NFL history.
Oh, but everybody said the Browns were stupid in doing something that can't be done. Everybody said, I think you're one of these people. I think you're one of these people that said, oh, it's the dumbest thing that the Browns could do, that guaranteed contract, that fully guaranteed contract.
For who?
For Deshaun Watson.
Oh, no, I never said anything like that. You crazy? Come on, man.
Well, then it was Joe Ham.
Right.
Then it was Joe Ham I was debating with.
That don't even sound like something I would say.
When contracts like that come out, when they're an anomaly, they're just the first of what's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland knew what they were doing to get their guy.
Mm-hmm. At the time,
Buffalo knew exactly what they had to do to get their guy. Oh, yeah. Why did Josh Allen do this all of a sudden? Because his money was just new also. He just got renewed not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Why did Josh Allen do this? Because Josh Allen was the MVP.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're the MVP? You get more money.
Which was bullshit, but we're not going back there.
Well, it could be whatever you want it to be, but he's the MVP. And because he's the MVP, he went back to the table to get more monies.
Right. Absolutely.
You got to strike when the irons are hot. You only as good as what you can negotiate. Yep. Myles Garrett and Josh Allen both realize they have negotiating power right now, and they took it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. They have leverage. And last story, it's not really an NFL story. It's, I guess, kind of NFL and college. Eddie George, man, is leaving.
Oh, here we go. I knew you about to light his ass up, Doug. I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm going to move my mic. Doug, go ahead and let Eddie have it.
And you're watching the Two Live Stews experience. What's the matter with you? Eddie George is leaving Tennessee State, which, by the way, is my daughter's school. They had a track meet this past weekend in Florida. She did very good. She got a couple new PRs, man. Kara Ballin at Tennessee State. My baby girl runs track.
Eddie George, Doug. Give it to Eddie George. Come on, give it to him.
My baby girl runs track at Tennessee State. So Eddie George is leaving Tennessee State, man, to go and be the head coach at Bowling Green. 4 years, I believe, as the head coach at Tennessee State. They won the Ohio Valley Conference Championship this year. And he's going to Bowling Green, man. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
That's it?
No, I hate it. I mean, but the thing about this situation with Eddie George leaving Tennessee State, HBCU, to go to Bowling Green is Tennessee State is having some real financial problems.
So was JSU, but you let Deion have it. So was JSU. So you let Deion have it. Let Eddie have it, Doug. Give it to him.
And I guess the reason that it makes sense for him to go to Bowling Green, which is in, is it Bowling Green, Kentucky, or is it in Tennessee?
It's in Ohio.
It's in Ohio.
I think it's in Ohio.
Okay. So it kind of makes sense because it's kind of like the same kids he's recruiting in that area and those states. I guess it kind of makes sense. It's probably going to make sense money-wise for him. But I hate it. I hate the fact that, he used Tennessee State as a stepping stone. I don't like it at all, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Wow, but you HBCUers gave it to Deion so hard for leaving. I
think the difference
my mind is just blown now.
I think the difference between the way Deion did it and the way Eddie's doing it, Deion made all these proclamations about God told him to do this and God told him to do this with Jackson State. I haven't heard those type of statements from Eddie George
and
ever.
God told him to take his ass to Colorado too. Yeah. Just like Eddie George, God told him to take his ass to Bowling Green.
All right.
Yeah. No, not yet. I really thought there'd be more vitriol spilled on Eddie George leaving this HBCU.
I just told you why it's not as much.
Oh, you guys are hilarious. Up next in the Doghouse with your boys, the Two Live Stews. We'll spend some time with Arlie Wood. It's the Arlie Wood Report. Two Live Stews entertainment reporter will come down, break some birthdays and some stories, and tell us about her weekend. Looking forward to spending some time with Arlie, man. My mind's just blown, man. I mean, you were the head bandwagoner of the HBCU. Let's light Deion's ass on fire. And now for you just to let Eddie George off the hook like that?
I didn't let him off the hook. I just said I didn't like it.
Oh, you did.
I didn't.
Yeah, you spit on Deion for an hour and a half on this same platform right here.
I just told you why. Don't go away. Two Live Stews.
Imagine feeling invigorated and focused, not by artificial substances, but by natural pre-workout supplements. This isn't just a thought, but a reality many athletes and fitness enthusiasts are embracing. They hold the key to elevated performance without the commonly associated side effects of synthetic products. However, Overlooking the potential of these supplements means missing out on that all-natural energy boost and focus. It means accepting unnecessary crashes post-workout. It's a pain point that no fitness enthusiast should grapple with, especially when there's a healthier alternative. At Lion Roar Herbs, we produce a vegan all-natural pre-workout that is proven to increase performance and boost every workout. Visit us at lionroarherbs.com to learn more and look for natural performance energy. That's NPE. We are sure you will feel the difference.
It's your folks, the Two Live Stews. Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the makeup of those stews. And this is your Monday edition of the Two Live Stews experience. Good morning, everybody. And good morning to you, Arlie Michelle.
Hey, Arlie.
Got them collarbones out.
Yeah, I was looking at collarbone exercises. Get together. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Did you set up the OnlyFans?
Not yet. I went and looked up though the best way. Like they'll give you some first. Do this, and I was working on it, but then I didn't get to it. But I'm getting ready. The collarbone is gonna be popping.
So for people that don't know what we're talking about, last Thursday show, Arlie got a lot of compliments on her collarbone, and somebody suggested she get an OnlyFans page and market it.
Yes, we're trying.
Sell it.
We're gonna work on it, everybody. Collarbone. Carly. I'm gonna just change my name to Carly and Collarbones. Carly Bones. Anyway, what's up with you guys?
Let's jump straight to it, Arlie. How was your weekend? Everything is good?
Everything was good. It was easy peasy lemon squeezy kind of weekend. So nothing exciting. Oh, Mr. Hey, Mr. International.
We're gonna get to that, Mr. International. Thank you very much.
International.
Yeah. And not just him. There's several people that on a Monday have dropped in super chat already. We'll get to the super chat as soon as we get a chance. But Arlie, yes.
I think that's for your collarbone, that donation.
It's the collarbone season.
Thank you. Got to do my collarbone collar ups. I don't even know what y'all are the workout people. I need y'all to tell me what you supposed to do.
I don't think you get that's a shrug, and that's going to help your lats, not necessarily your collarbones. I don't know if there's anything you
do, Ryan. You just telling me what not to do. Tell me what to do.
What you got in today's report, Ollie? What you got in today's report?
Y'all, what it is. So it's birthday time, and we're going to sing it. Y'all ready? Who's throwing it out there?
Go ahead, got it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
I just like the way it's so funny. Y'all sound alike, but don't sound alike. It's so funny. I love it.
Ryan doesn't sound like me.
I mean, not like you, but it's the way y'all like to end a song, you know.
I actually sound good. You sound, I don't know what you sound.
It's birthdays. It's March 10th, and it's still Pisces season. Y'all, just for those who need to know, there are 5 days left until my birthday comes around. Y'all need to get your sonnets, your poems, your old dance routines, musical selections, whatever it's going to be. I need to see it happen. Not y'all. I'm talking about the people in the world. The world need to sing a song. Anyway, but until then, we have today the underrated but very special singer, Kiki Wyatt. That baby got vocal pipes on her. She is 43 today. Musician and record producer Timbaland is 53. Actress Jasmine Guy is 63. You see a trend here. Everybody's getting on older.
I do.
Kenyan American actor Edie Gathegi is 46. He didn't fit in my little 3, so I just had to push him on over there. But happy birthday to him. And tomorrow, former Destiny's Child member and singer, actress Latoya, Destiny's Child singer and actress Latoya Luckett will turn 44. Cheryl Lynn, remember what you think?
Oh yeah, I love that.
What you feel now? To be real, you got to be real.
She will be 68 tomorrow. Laker Anthony Davis will be 32.
Former Laker.
Sorry, because where is he now?
Dallas.
The Mavericks. He will be 32 tomorrow. Sexy Terrence Howard will be 56, and Bobby McFerrin will turn 75. God, time is flying.
So the lady that was singing the song we were singing when you did that, she's a Sarah.
No, but everybody, that's like one of our universal. Fam, you had a stroll to that, and now everybody does it. So that's why I was just like,
just checking.
I was on my mind. I was in here having a step show. So first of all, and I know we mentioned it literally on Thursday that Dwayne Wiggins was sick. He passed away over the weekend. Rest in power to Dwayne Wiggins of the famed group Tony, with a battle with cancer, F cancer.
Yeah, F cancer. Condolences. Real quick story on what's his name again?
Dwayne Wiggins.
Dwayne Wiggins. Yeah.
Dwayne.
Quick story on Dwayne Wiggins. So,
and you do know that these stories, when we say it's quick, it's really never quick. But go ahead anyway, Doug.
We know.
No, I was in Detroit this summer, and I went to a Tony concert, and Raphael Sadiq, who is the lead singer of Tony, didn't perform. And Dwayne Wiggins led and did all of the parts that Raphael Sadiq would normally do. Come to find out, Raphael Sadiq has left the group, had not been touring, officially has left the group, but they were selling the tickets and marketing the tickets like it was Tony hitting Tony without Raphael Sadiq. So I felt some type of way about the money I paid for them tickets. Dwayne Wiggins did good. It was still entertaining, but it wasn't Raphael Sadiq Tony funny or good.
Remember, probably one of those situations where we own the name. So whoever, it's just like the Temptations. The Temptations still tour, and 5 of them is dead. It wasn't but 5 Temptations, but 4 of them are dead or gone on to glory, and one is still in the group.
You had to be there to understand. They marketed it like.
Oh no, I'm sure she understands. She's in this industry. Yeah. She gets it. Yeah, she gets it.
They said Tony.
Yeah,
it's a lot of them that do that, and you get there and you're like, wait a minute, that's not, because they were doing it with what's the girl Brownstone was doing that. They can do it with Invoke because someone else owns the name. Now, of course, what do you want it to say though? Hey, we're gonna have Tony minus Raphael Sadiq. I'm not telling y'all that.
They should have said we got Tony performing tonight. Not Tony.
That's not the group, though, man. That's not the group. And again, I've seen New Edition so many times. I don't even know where this happened, but I've seen New Edition where they perform where it wasn't all 5 of them, or all 6 of them, or 7 of them, however many it is.
6.
There were one or two guys that was sitting in doing the routines because one or two of the guys weren't available.
Yeah,
but the show must go on.
Slightly different. If Ralph sings the lead on every song, and Ralph doesn't show up, that's a problem.
They're gonna bring Mike Bivins. One of them sing better than him anyway. Which one is it? Michael Bivins or I can't think of which one it was, but
I don't know.
One of them but I get what you're saying, Doug. But it's just like this. They own, just like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, they own those names. So if they stick somebody else in the place, while it is shady on the part of us who's seeing it, that's what people don't understand about that name ownership. So and none of their names Tony. I was trying to look up like where they got the name from. It had something to do. Several places said, it was a pretty Tony, or they dress up really well and they call it just Tony. So never fully understood where they got the name. But I wanted to ask y'all, what's your favorite Tony song?
I mean, the only one recognizable that I can come up with is California. It never rains in Southern California.
See you
they tell me. Yeah.
Well, they had some other ones. What about you, Ryan? That's your favorite too?
I would go with that one. I mean, I would have to look them up. I don't.
They got Anniversary. Whatever you want. Boom,
yeah.
Boom.
Ooh, yeah.
Girl, I can provide. Or it feels good every time it comes on.
Oh man, they got a lot of identifiable hits. Yeah.
They do.
So those are 2 of my faves. And I like Southern California. I like Anniversary, but everybody loves that song. So rest in power to him. I also the Angie Stones, you can get a link to register to go to her funeral. It's going to be somewhere. E. Dewey Smith posted it. It's on the 18th of this month. They'll be laying her to rest in Atlanta. I'm not sure if it's at E. Dewey's church or if it's E. Dewey Smith.
In Atlanta?
For not Tony, for Angie Stone. I jumped to we had a lot of people pass lately, so we got a lot of
I know what you said. Angie Stone's from Columbia. Why is she getting buried in Atlanta?
Probably because she lived here and her whole family is here, maybe. Like my mama is from Mississippi, but I promise you, when she passed away, Lord God, Jesus, I'm gonna probably have it here.
Not that we're speaking that.
No.
Right.
Nobody. I can't go to no more funerals. Can't go no more funerals. Okay, y'all. So first up, On the entertainment front, Wendy Williams is going to be on The View. She is scheduled to be on The View on March 14th to discuss so many things. But one of the things I know it's going to probably come out about her is if she is truly cognitively impaired and permanently incapacitated. You know, she has this conservatorship that is not allowing her to do anything other than she has to get permission to go anywhere, to do anything, similar to how Britney Spears was being treated. And so we're interested to see what she says on March 14th. Do y'all think this is going to help her case or hurt her case?
If she's not supposed to be doing it, it definitely can't help. And I think I mentioned this before when we talked about Britney Spears sometime last year and her conservatorship. I don't quite understand those. I don't understand where they come from. I don't understand why someone would do that. I don't understand what makes Whitney, how she gives up control to some other people. I don't quite get the conservatorship situation.
Yeah, me either, to be honest with you.
Well, as we discussed before, it's where someone feels as though you are not mental. It's like going and getting power of attorney to a higher level. Right. And so because she was showing to others, and doctors usually sign off on it, showing signs that she had some impairments that precluded her from taking care of herself, and that she was spending large sums of money. She says it wasn't her, it was her son who took the chunks out, which then froze her assets back in 2022, was when she was placed under this court-appointed guardianship after Wells Fargo reported several large withdrawals from her bank account that it deemed suspicious. So they were concerned, which always, like, I wish they'd stop me when I make purchases, Lord. Sometimes I don't do that. But I don't think
it's cool until you trying to do something that you need to do, and then somebody says you can't do it with your own stuff. It's cool until then.
She was placed under the court-appointed guardianship then, which took control of her finances and her medical decisions. And a lady named Sabrina Morrissey is acting as her guardian. So it seems to be happening with people who have means, because I got some folks in my family who probably need to be under somebody's guardianship or something.
We all do.
Can't because ain't nothing to guard.
We all do to a degree.
Yes. So
I got an app. I'm not going to say the name of the app because I don't want to give them any business because they're not paying the show. But I've got an app where my accounts are in this app. And whenever a number that is out of the usual is spent, the app immediately hits me like, hey, there's this transaction that's just been made. I'm not sure if you know, but we'd like for you to label what it is so we can keep a history of it. And if you don't holler at them about that or label it, they'll send you an email like, hey, Mr. Stewart, we know that so-and-so, just checking with you to see if. So
people with I don't know if they're going to put you in a conservatorship, though, if you're like, but y'all were on the show, she was having some actual issues. Oh, thank you, Chief Rocker, in reference to Angie Stone. In terms of conservatorship, when she was on her show, they felt like she was showing signs. They were talking about it was alcoholism. There were like a lot of things going on. So I'm not sure how you are mandated. I'm still trying to understand the legalities, but they have done it, and she is in recent months more lucid and more.
Doug, me and Arlie, Tree and Nadi, we think you're not yourself, and I'm going to go talk to a judge and tell said judge you're not yourself, and that someone else needs to be in control of all you got. That's not flying. That's not flying well with me.
Right.
I don't care if it's alcoholism. I don't care if y'all think I'm smoking too much. I don't care if y'all think I'm doing too many gummies. How do you just determine that I am not well and what is mine is now determined? Yours.
Right.
For me.
Yeah. I mean,
I got a real problem with that.
Yeah, I guess it's got something to do with, getting a medical review of some sort.
Do that.
Yeah. And the doctor, some professional is determining. Some licensed professional is determining that you aren't in your right mind or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, be careful with that kind of shiggity. Got to be careful with that kind of shiggity.
Absolutely. My main concern for her is going on this show and appearing less lucid, as she's now saying she is, and then it further sets back her fight to regain her own independence, because she is living in like an assisted living facility now. So I'm just thinking, if you go on The View and then you look, because remember freak
out.
Say again.
You go on there and freak out. It's a spectacle, but you know what? The producers probably want her to freak out.
They probably
that's
do.
ratings, you know.
Yep, That is ratings. Hopefully somebody like a Whoopi, though, I feel like will protect her because they're cut from like that same cloth. Even though, Wendy's been going through this for a while. This started in 2022 of her being placed under the court-appointed conservatorship. However, she was having issues before and left her show because she was having some health challenges, they said. So it's a lot to unpack, and we're going to see what happens on the 14th, which is the day before my birthday. That's on Friday. Just giving everybody a little insight here, just helping the people out.
I gotta write that down.
Yeah,
Make
it
sure
ain't gonna help. You can write it on your forehead. You're not gonna.
Thank you.
It's all good. It's all good. I still love you.
Arlie.
Still
Birthday.
in love. Right. Write it right here, Arlie. And he'd be like, who is Arlie? Like, I wrote this name down, but I don't know. Anyway, next up, did y'all know Kanye West had a school?
The Donda School, yes.
That looks like a cult. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Right. Well, he had the Donda Academy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That looks like a cult. That's the first time I've seen this picture, and instantly I thought cult. Yeah.
Yes, I could see that. Well, he is now being sued. He has 45 days to pay 2 former employees of the school some back pay, some pain and suffering, a bunch of other things. They brought, some months back, brought attention to the fact that the school didn't have certain things. They didn't have a janitor, no school nurses. West was allegedly spending $10,000 on sushi every week, and that was like the students' lunch. It allegedly banned students from wearing anything but all black, including their shoes. He also refused to let students use utensils and forced them, this is all alleged, to eat on the floor for lunch. Though the building had a second floor, the West would not allow the classes on the second floor because he was fearful of stairs. He banned chairs for students and teachers, forcing them to stand or use foam cushions. Teachers had the option of using a stool. It was like $15,000 a month, but it's being closed down. I just want to know if y'all even knew the man I didn't know he had a school.
Yeah.
Shortly after his mother transitioned, he started the Donda School in her memory.
Well, we all know. Oh, go ahead, Doug.
Well, I was gonna say, this is the first time I've heard about this story. That's the first time I saw that picture. They better not drink the damn Kool-Aid.
Well,
okay?
Don't worry. It closed in June of 2024. They have now closed it officially.
Okay. All right.
Yes, but he is in a lawsuit with women who are claiming that were educators there and claimed it because they had been in education for a while, that they recognized some of the things that were not in place, some safety measures and all that. So he has 45 days to make amends with these ladies, and the school is closed.
Yeah, I was talking about these billions he got. How come he can't pay these ladies a couple of dollars that they owe?
He'll pay them, I guess. He probably, because it's principle for Kanye at this point, I think. I just think he wants to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, that's not going to end up good.
Yeah,
outstanding job, Arlie. Tell the people where they can find you, Arlie.
You can find me on Arlie Michelle. That's Arlie, ARLE, Michelle, MICHEL. And I see you either on Wednesday nights with me and Nadi with the No Show at 7 p.m. Come see and get in the know.
Outstanding job, Arlie. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, so coming back from the break, man, we got top 5. Yeah. Top 5 female singers of all time in the last 48. We'll get into the last 48, the biggest memes in the Two Live Stews Facebook chat group.
Oh, looking forward to that top 5, man. Y'all keep it locked to your boys, the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the Two Live Stews Experience. Good morning, y'all. Have you ever been stranded on the side of the road, Arlie?
Yes.
It's not comfortable, is it?
No.
Dogs and Poodles, if you find yourself in a jam on the side of the highway, give my folks at Bay 11 Towing a call, 404-770-6949. Again, that's 404-770-6949. Being stranded on the side of the road in Metro Atlanta is very stressful and dangerous. Bay 11 Towing is who you need to call, whether you're dealing with a flat tire, dead battery, full-on breakdown, or whatever that may have you on the side of the road. Call our folks at Bay 11 Towing, and they will get to you with a competitive rate and quicker than everybody else in town. Again, that's Bay 11 Towing. That number is 404-770-6949. You're in the dark. Pow! Dogs and Poodles, it's the Two Live Stews, and we're back. Our debate that started us on radio was the effectiveness of the option, idiot.
You call your brother idiot? I never call you an idiot.
Dummy. What you did is called hijack the show. I'm done. Doug Stewart and Ryan Stewart streaming live Monday and Thursday at 7 a.m.
That's the number 2 live stews, youtube.com. 2 live stews, youtube.com.
It's your boys, man. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's your boys,
Or good evening or afternoon, depending on when they're watching.
Or afternoon also. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. But for the sake of what we're doing, good morning. I don't know. It is the Two Live Students Experience. Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart. I mean, sometimes you're just overly difficult. I think you overthink it a lot, but that's fine. Whenever you do overthink it, I'm here to just take the pen and burst that bubble and just keep this party going.
Yeah. The
it might be
sound
time for you to shut up too. Might be time for you to shut up.
The sound of excitement in your voice when you got that video, when you text back to me that video of you. That just came across my mind again, man.
Hey, man.
I know how that feeling is when you got that video of you 30 plus years ago on the gridiron.
Man, I mean, you don't really realize how some of those times back then were the best times of your life. No, you didn't have any money. No, you had a curfew. You couldn't drink openly if you were a drinker.
Say what?
You couldn't. You
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
You had to ride around with a blanket and a pillow in the back of your truck so you could have sex in the back of the truck at the back of Kitfield Road. I mean, all those things weren't the best things, but when you look back at it, man, it was the best time of your life.
Did you just say you travel around with a pillow and a blanket in your truck to have sex in the back of Kitfield?
2 blankets, actually. One for the bottom and one to cover us up.
Oh, man.
And a pillow. It's cold back there.
Our mother's probably watching the show right now, right?
I'm 51, man. I never did it in her Riviera. But the back of that truck, we used to knock boots back there. Hey, man, it's time for us to get into the top 5, man. You ready for that?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
I haven't decided who's going to go first, but today's top 5 is an incredible top 5. The reason why I am in total control here is because during our last top 5 most beautiful black women in Hollywood, I won. And it was a win of epic proportion. That's why I am in total control right now. Today's top 5.
I think you won 2 or 3 in a row, champ.
I think that's 2 in a row. And I'm going to ask you politely
not to cut me off again.
Not to cut me off again. All right? I'm trying to stay calm. I'm trying to stay cool. I'm trying not to yell and scream and tell you, shut up. But if you keep interrupting me, it's going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly fast. Who do I want to go first? Do I want to go first, or should the loser go first?
This is what our old man was telling me about you, man. Just ignore
Ollie, show me a 1 or a 2. 1 for me, 2 for Doug. What do you think? Should Doug go first, or should I go first? Doug, you're up. Let's go.
All right, so top 5 black female singers of all time.
I got him.
This is a 100% guaranteed winning list right here. Coming in at number 5, Mariah Carey.
Ooh.
Number 4, the great Diana Ross. Coming in at number 3, Patti LaBelle. Number 2, Aretha Franklin. And number 1 is the great Whitney Houston. God bless her soul.
Hey,
That's
man.
my list, man.
That's a tight list.
Yeah, it's a very tight list.
I went back and forth with a lot of names because.
Put it up one more time for me, Tree.
Yeah, please, Tree. Yeah. Put one more time. Mariah at 5. Diana, that's a Patty. Ooh, man, we damn near got the same list, I think.
I knew that would happen with this topic, but that's fine. I think
best female singers. Right. I almost put together a list of best female performers, but caught myself right before sending that saying, wait a minute. These ladies are excellent on the stage when it comes to performing, but maybe they don't actually have the best voice. I need to dig deeper. And after digging deeper, I came up with this. Let's go.
What is all this?
5 female singers.
Who did these graphics? Wait a minute. Is that?
I absolutely have nothing to do with this.
And you will no longer. Yes, this is me.
Damn, I forgot about Ollie.
Number 5, Jill Scott. I don't believe Jilly from Philly is not on your list as much as you love her. Number 4, Erykah Badu. And she's on my list because of her vocals, not because of the badonky-donk that she has. Number 3 on my list too, Mariah Carey.
She got
a lot
a
of people
badonky-donk.
don't like her, but you've got to give her respect. She's got the best running Christmas song for the last 40 years.
I can't
Number
believe
2, the great Aretha Franklin. And number 1, it doesn't get any more soulful when it comes to the sound
I can't believe
of a woman's voice than Whitney Houston. And last but not least, I've got to give an honorable mention. She performs every weekend. She travels in a band.
The honorable mention is not part of our list.
Honorable
God
Arlie
damn it.
Michelle.
Damn
Yes.
you.
Arlie Michelle is my honorable mention again.
Damn.
Because she deserves it.
Damn.
She deserves it. She performs every weekend.
Oh.
Except this weekend, she didn't perform. But most weekends, she's on a bus, traveling up and down the coast, left and right, east and west. And guess what? It's because she sings. She's a singer. She's a performer. And she's got some soulful sounds. One more time, Tree. Put up the winning list in this bitch.
Who did this graphic? Who did this graphic? You didn't do this.
It's me. Me and Myles. Me and Myles did it. Me and Myles did it. While Myles was helping me, Myles said, "Hey, Dad, I would like to hear some of Miss Arlie's music." I said, "Of course, son. Of course, son. I've got some of Miss Michelle's music."
I can't believe
You forget Arlie Michelle. Dogs and poodles, listen. Y'all vote for your boy, but don't vote for me.
This some bullshit,
I
Ronald.
need you to vote for Arlie Michelle. She deserves it. She's working for free. She deserves it. And it's her birthday week, you son of a bitch. It's her birthday week, too.
What do you mean, son of a bitch? We got the same mother.
I got him. I did it again. Somehow, I did it again.
God,
That's today's top 5.
I can't believe this.
Oh, this is great. I don't believe this cat disrespected Ollie again. Hey, no, for the record,
I
when
did
Ollie's
not.
When Ollie's not working free for us, she's an entertainer. She travels around the country and she sings. She's in a band.
Well,
And I think you need to realize that.
Well, listen.
Maybe you need to try to go see her perform or something. But she is an artist that you are not giving any love to these days.
Why are you sweating, man? What's wrong?
I'm excited, man. I didn't know it would be this easy.
No, well, listen. So for the listeners that are watching the show right now,
oh gosh, this is great. Oh.
Arlie's name is not going up when we put the poll up. We do not put up honorable mentions. We're
Right.
going to put your top 5. People that aren't watching this show aren't going to hear this whole hullabaloo.
Last week I had 100. Last week I had 190 votes. 190 votes, and you didn't post Arlie on the thing. This week we got 150 people watching, and I'm sure they're going to vote for Arlie too. That's all I need y'all to do is vote for Arlie. I mean, and actually, I had Arlie 5th on the list, and then I thought about it. Oh man, okay, I had her higher.
Hey, I'm not saying.
What? Okay, let me just give her an honorable mention. And then Myles was like, "Hey, Dad, why don't you in this graphic we're making? Why don't we use Miss Michelle?" Son, that's great. Son, that's great. Thank you, Myles. That's why you're the stage manager, Myles. You see these things. Thank you, Myles. Myles, create a graphic with Miss Michelle in the background. And we'll make her an honorable mention. In the case they try to bury it at the bottom, Myles, put it at the top so they can see it on our graphic, Myles.
Okay, so the poll will be up within like an hour of the show ending today.
It's like taking candy from a baby in this bitch.
Damn it.
I'm going to get my 7th win. I'm so excited.
No, you're not.
I'm so excited.
The people won't hear. The people won't hear or see anything dealing with this phantom honorable mention Arlie Michelle when we put it up in the chat room for them to vote. This guy just leaves. Your head too big not to get in the screen, man.
Oh, God.
All right, let's move on to the last 48, man.
Oh, this is great, man.
The biggest memes in the Two Live Stews Facebook chat group in the last 48 hours.
This is great.
Tree, roll the first one out.
Oh, I had a real problem with this, Doug. I had a real problem with this.
So we've been doing these comparison thingies over the last couple of weeks, and this is a great one. And you probably know where I'm going with this.
I do.
You've got Amon-Ra St. Brown compared to Calvin Johnson. Same number of games, pretty much. Statistically, if you're a stat guy and you look at this, you're going to say St. Brown is a better wide receiver than Calvin Johnson. Is that what you're ready to say today, man? Because you're a stat guy.
No, I'm not ready to say that, man, because this is for 4 years worth of work. And I know what Calvin's career is.
At this point in their career. I'm not talking about, Calvin's.
Again. The reason why I'm not up in arms, and yes, I am a stat guy. I'm a big stat guy because in sports, numbers matter.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But the bodies of work are nowhere near complete, except for Calvin's, and I know Calvin's. And if Armand sticks around and has the career that he's on pace to have, I'm elated because I'm a Lions fan. But Calvin's one of the best receivers ever in the history of the game, and his numbers are not going to be easily duplicated. So at year 4, congratulations. I'm still going to take the 6'5", 240-pounder that runs a 4.3. I'm still taking him.
Because your common sense says that he's a better wide receiver than St. Brown.
And I know his body of work.
No, forget the body of work, though. No, up until this point, this many games in their career, who would you take if you were a GM? At this point in their career, you're taking Calvin Johnson or St. Brown. Okay,
I'm taking Calvin.
Thank you. So you're not entirely a stat guy then. But you do use your eyes sometimes.
Well, time out, though. Time out.
Go ahead.
Quick.
Go ahead.
You
can discern from
numbers
and using your eyes.
Please post the numbers one more time.
This is a long-standing debate between me and my brother if you're new to the show.
These numbers are almost identical. You're barking up the wrong tree here. This does not support your argument, sir. This does not support your argument.
It doesn't?
No, it doesn't.
Tell me how it does it. Tell me how it does it. Come on, man. Tell me how it does it.
After 4 years, you got identical players except for their bodies. And I want the body of Calvin Johnson.
St. Brown's got 700 more yards.
St. Brown is not even 6 feet tall.
Right.
Calvin's 6'5", runs a 4.3.
But you're a numbers guy.
Right. Yeah, I am a numbers guy, and their numbers are identical for 4 years of work, even though we know what Calvin's done. Even though we know what Calvin's done.
That proves my point. That proves my point. Next one, Tree.
No one has had a receiving a year with more numbers than Calvin Johnson. No one. Not even St. Brown. And I love St. Brown. It's my guy.
You're proving my point. You're proving my point, man. Next one, Tree.
Whatever you say.
To quote the great Buck Walford, this actually was posted by me. To quote the great Buck Walford, who was your defensive backs coach?
I didn't ask. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't ask.
Go ahead.
Who would you like between the two players after 4 seasons?
That's not even a question. Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
But by his numbers, you would take St. Brown.
You're on drugs. Keep on. Okay, Tree, thank you. Let's go.
Next one. To quote the great Buck Walford, who was your defensive backs coach 30-plus years ago, God rest the dead. Buck's dead, right?
He is dead.
God rest the dead.
One of my regrets in life, I didn't make it to his funeral because radio was just popping off for us, and we were doing 2 things that I'd stayed for those 2 things instead of going to Buck's funeral, and that still haunts me to this day.
Oh man,
I should have gone to Buck's funeral.
Buck was a great guy.
Yep.
Go back to the meme.
Yep.
He was also the driver's ed teacher.
He was.
Buck used to say, I took driver's ed by Buck, and he always used to say, slow down before you wreck. And somebody that they took that, they must have knew Buck, because that's a common saying today. But Angel Reese said that, if y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. What are your thoughts?
She needs to be careful, man. I read that this wasn't true. I read that this wasn't true.
No, I actually saw it, the clip.
Well, okay. You saw a lot. Yeah. You saw her say it.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay,
yes.
so it's substantiated.
She said it in a joking kind of manner.
Right.
But that's the point. You need to slow down before you wreck.
Slow down.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I'm rooting for them to get all the money they can in new negotiations. But come on, man.
Yep.
The numbers and that game has really been funded by the NBA.
Now they do deserve more based upon last year's ratings, last year's numbers at the box office, and attendance in all venues last year. It's going up tremendously. As a matter of fact, we looked into getting WNBA tickets, season tickets for the Atlanta Dream this year.
Yeah, we got
Because
Brittany Griner.
Brittany Griner's coming,
Yeah.
and I think they do play Indiana. So we looked at tickets, and guess what? They sold out. Atlanta Dream sold out.
Wow. Are you sure about that?
Well, wifey said that. And then she got cold feet and said, I just don't want to do it again. I'll tell Ryan it's sold out. I know he won't check.
Dream tickets are sold out?
That's what I was told.
That's big.
What I was told.
That's big. All right, next one, Tree.
Be careful, Angel. Be careful.
Be careful what you ask for. Happy birthday to Jess Hilarious. She's only 33 years old. I thought for some reason I would have guessed she was older than 33.
That's our Jess. Happy birthday, Jess.
So she got that full-time spot on the Breakfast Club after Angela Lee Yee left to do her own thing.
Yes.
You a Jess Hilarious fan?
I am a Jess Hilarious fan. I like her better than Angela Yee. But there's a thing from here to there that makes me, I'm a Jess supporter. I am. I think she's going to grow. I think she's going to grow into the job also. She's new to this. She's a comedian. So she's new to radio.
Well, really, I wasn't talking about her job and how she does her job. I was talking about her just in general. Some pictures I see of her, like you ever seen that video when she took off her wig or her weave? There's a video out there, man. One of the skits with Country Wayne, maybe, I don't know. And she took out her wig, off her wig or her weave or whatever, man. And in this picture, just hilarious. Fine.
Well, she's got quite a few very sexy videos that's floating around on the web.
She's super fine now. And she got a little sexiness about her. I'm a fan. I didn't know she was that young, though. 33. And she got that Baltimore accent too. I like that too.
I don't like the Baltimore accent.
You don't like the Baltimore accent?
Yeah, I don't like the Baltimore accent.
I like that. That's cute.
Why would she take the wig off? I'm just curious.
I can't remember why.
If you put the wig on, why would you take the wig off in a public setting? Clearly,
she was trying to be funny, and she's not embarrassed by it.
Okay, well, I'm okay.
She was trying to get laughs. And she was she had a fade, man. I mean, she in this particular video, she literally had no hair at all. One of them comedians, little short comedian, says,
Duval.
Lil Duval says, the uglier you are, the longer your hair need to be. Think about that.
I agree.
Think about that.
I agree.
He might have been on to something there. I don't know.
Did you know Little Duval owns 3 planes?
3 planes?
Yeah. And he's got a pilot's license.
He making that much money?
I just said.
Speaking of which,
they were talking about it last week. He was in the studio and he started talking about his planes and his pilot. I was like, well, goddamn, Duval.
Speaking of which, I went to to Uptown this past weekend.
Who was
there?
there?
A great show. Let me get the guy's name. He's pretty famous.
Good if you don't know who he was.
No, he is. He's pretty famous, but I just don't know his name right now. I'll get it for you when you come back. And
one more on the way out. One more on the way out.
Rest in peace to the second greatest MC of all time, in my opinion, Biggie Smalls. 28 years ago yesterday. Man, time flies.
30 years.
Where do you have Biggie at on your list? Your top 5?
3. Rakim 1, Jay-Z 2, Biggie 3.
Okay.
And the only reason why Jay-Z is ahead of Biggie is because Jay-Z's got 90 albums. Biggie didn't. Biggie had 2 or 3 pieces of work for me to go off of. I thought he was the best to ever do it prior to his death. But since his death, there's been a lot of music made. And Jay-Z's year for year gives me an album every summer to enjoy. So that's why he's ahead of Biggie.
I got Biggie at number 2 behind Rakim. All right, when we get back from the break.
Who's your 3?
After that is KRS-One, Tupac.
Don't do it if you got to think about it right now. Think about it.
No, I don't have to think about it. The next 3 in no particular order: KRS-One, LL, and Tupac.
All right, I won't argue with that.
Yeah,
I won't argue with that. Up next in the dog, with the two last twos. Did we finish the last 48? Was that the last one, Tree? Up next, we're going to talk about Charles Barkley. You mentioned at the beginning of the show, and we said we'll get back to it later. We're going to talk about TNT and Charles Barkley.
Briefly, not a lot. And then we're going to read a lot of chat.
Not a lot. Yeah, we're going to read chat. We got a lot of chat to read. We're going to talk about top 5, but we're going to solicit votes for Arlie because she deserves it. Arlie deserves y'all support. But whatever y'all do, y'all keep it locked to your boys. The two last twos, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart. Got a 2-minute trespass coming up here shortly as well. Y'all just keep it locked. When you know what to do with what you got, you can do more with it. All right? So shouts out to my man Lavrell as well as the World Changers, making this thing happen and getting it done with your financial needs. All right? The World Changers help empower individuals and communities throughout financial education and implementation. Your agent, Lavrell Hawkins, has made significant strides in the financial services industry, using his expertise to guide and support others in achieving financial stability as well as success. Lavrell uses an holistic approach that addresses the mental, physical, financial, and spiritual aspects of being in a well space and place when it comes to your finances, all right? Y'all give them a call, 919-764-4626. That's 919-764-4626. The World Changes Financials and Lavrell are dedicated to empowering you and your communities through financial education and implementation. 919-764-4626.
I saw a fool idiot on TV talking about the Lakers saved the NBA.
Save the NBA?
Yeah, he's an idiot and a fool. He know who he is. What's his name, Shaq?
Which one are you talking about?
Kendrick Perkins.
Oh.
First of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working for next year, that's all they talk about. Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard.
Right.
I like that.
Hey, man.
I'm stealing that one.
The season's been going great for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. But y'all are idiots because y'all talk about the Lakers and the Warriors all the time. That's the reason I get pissed. You fools on other networks, which we going to become fools next year. We be working on that network. Y'all talking about teams that had 2 great weeks.
Time out. I get what you're saying. You went at the whole network.
Because they talk about the same
whole
stuff.
industry.
Whole industry. They talk about the same stuff every single day.
We're back, y'all. It's your boys, the Two Live Stews, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the makeup of those stews, and this is your Two Live Stews experience. Good morning. And let me start by saying this, man, coming out of the clip we just played. I understand how Charles feels because I work with a fool every day, too. I understand how Charles feels every single day. Foolishness, 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 foolishness.
Let me revert back to what I said at the top of the show about our old man. I just ignore you, man.
Hey, man, your thoughts on Charles Barkley and his words, sir? Because I've got a couple of choice words to say myself.
I had to jot stuff down, man. First thing, man.
The best way to do it.
That may be the greatest example of biting the hand that feeds you I've ever seen in my life.
But they're going to say that's why they're hiring him. He's always done this.
For keeping it real?
He snaps at TNT all the time. He does. And
wow.
And real quick.
He literally shit on ESPN 2 or 3 times.
And they don't play that.
They don't play that.
The network does not play that. However, what this shows me is that the deal is already signed. The deal is already signed.
A real quick side story, man. Several times. Infamously, one of the most infamous moments of us on First Take is when you told Skip Bayless to suck it, which, pause. Every single time we did anything outside of the box that kind of reflected negative on the network, we got called in the office.
Principal's office.
Every single time.
Right after the show, when the light would cut off, somebody would come in our ears. Hey, Doug and Ryan, can you guys come to the control room? Hey, Doug and Ryan, so-so wants to see you in his office.
This guy just shit on them for like.
That's what he does.
Second
that's what
thing.
He's always done.
Second thing. This is why his commentary, okay, he's kind of alluding to it, but in the opposite way. His commentary about the Lakers and how good OKC and Cleveland are playing, and they should be the topic of discussion, is why both of them are not going to make it to the finals. The NBA is not going to, I don't know about subconsciously in the back of their mind, the referees are going to give whoever their opponents are, those two teams together, one of them not going to make it to the finals.
So it would be huge for the NBA and for Adam Silver if it was the
Lakers
Boston
or
Celtics
somebody else.
and the Lakers
Yes.
and the Boston Celtics, which is prime. It's set up to be that.
I'm
However,
gonna give you one. One of them might make it. One of them might upset somebody and make it. But both of them, the OKC and Cleveland, not gonna make it to the finals. I'm willing to bet you. We already bet $1 on this. We
talked about this throughout the course of the. We talked about this in the show prep meeting. Talked about this a little bit over the weekend. A lot of people said that it's been a boring year. Or it's been an unsuccessful NBA season. In my eyes, it's been one of the best that I've seen in years. All the major players are balling. The Knicks are relevant. Golden State's relevant. Houston's relevant. Detroit has rebounded after 2 decades, 2 years where they've only won like 10 games. OKC, I mean, it's a plethora of storylines and players that are balling right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Doug, I disagree with y'all saying the Lakers, the
Cavs,
OKC,
and OKC,
and they don't stand a chance. No, they're playing the best ball.
Okay, all right. We got $1 bet.
Cleveland, OKC's playing the best ball, and I don't care what the referees do, how they blow the whistles. Whoever brings their A game to the floor that day will win the ball game.
You don't care what the referees do with their whistles.
But they can only make egregious calls to a certain extent.
Okay, all right. And last point, Kendrick Perkins.
This is the way I was gonna go, but go
Kendrick
ahead.
Perkins and Charles Barkley in a fist fight.
I'm taking Kendrick all day.
I'm taking Kendrick Perkins all day.
With my eyes closed, I'm taking Kendrick. And
why? Who does Barkley think he's the 25-year-old Charles? The 25-year-old Charles Barkley, I would probably take Barkley.
The 30-year-old Charles Barkley that was fighting Shaquille O'Neal on the floor looked a mess. So now 30 years later, he gonna have form? What am I missing? Kendrick would mop him up and down the floor.
And man, Barkley just be talking to himself talk sometime, man. He be literally talking out the side of his neck.
Listen, if you think LeBron James stepped to Stephen A on site, you better believe when Kendrick sees Charles, it's on and popping. You better believe it's on and popping.
But really, that's kind of unfair because Perkins is like 25 years younger. He's bigger. I'm assuming he's stronger.
Unfair.
He's from Texas.
Did you just see the clip I saw where Charles Barkley dog walked that man?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, Barkley, I don't. And you're right. This is what he does. This is what he does, and this is why they love him.
Want all the smoke. I saw Charles here not too long ago. He ain't walking like he used to walk.
He can barely walk, man.
He ain't walking like he used to walk, man.
Man's carrying 150, 200 pounds extra weight. He don't want no Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick is a big guy too.
Yeah, but Kendrick's got
guy that's probably in more shape.
Yeah, Kendrick is like 6'11", man. That weight is distributed better for Kendrick Perkins.
The guy averaged 5 points a game.
I didn't like that. Why would Barkley take why would Barkley do that? Why would he call that man out his name? He called that man an idiot.
He did, and a fool.
We the only ones that can do that have that type of conversation, okay?
With each other.
Right.
Sir, Kendrick scored 5 points a game and wasn't a scorer. Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman, the list of guys that have not scored points that were very pivotal to their team's success, it's a long list.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think Barkley barked up the wrong tree, and I know he got started and had to keep going. Maybe he's even reached out to Kendrick Perkins since then, like, hey, man, I'm just playing TV. But I'm willing to bet that when Kendrick sees Barkley on site, it's going down.
And Barkley got a and I'm sure it's different now, but I told this Barkley story before. We were at All-Star game or someplace. I think we were in I don't remember where we were at. We were
I think it was Houston, Doug.
Okay, we were at some All-Star game or something dealing with the NBA, big weekend or whatever. Might have even been a fight in Vegas. I don't remember. But I'm in the bathroom taking a whiz at the urinal. Barkley comes in doing the same thing, and some drunk white guy next couple stalls over. This is man interaction in the bathroom. Pause. And the guy starts mouthing off at Barkley, like talking trash and, you know,
while his penis is in his hand and he's using the urinal.
Right. And Barkley says he's talking back and forth with the guy. I'm in the middle between them. And Barkley's like, I'm going to tell you what, if you still in here when I finish taking this piss, I'm going to whoop your ass. And then the guy kind of sensed that he wasn't joking, that he was serious. The guy hurried up.
He did that quick shake.
He shook it real quick. And he got the hell out of there. Because Barkley was literally about to beat this. And it was an average size guy. This wasn't a big guy. This wasn't Kendrick Perkins. This was like a 5'10", 190-pound guy.
He was somebody that was going to get his ass whooped.
Yeah. Now, Barkley is definitely an unruly type, but I don't think at this point.
There was security on the wall behind us because he didn't move around All-Star Weekend without security. But Barkley was like, if you still in here when I get done taking this piss, I'm going to whoop you.
Yeah, and he meant it. He meant it. But that was 20 years ago. He don't want none of Kendrick Perkins like that. I hope they do meet up in an alley one night, or at some sporting event.
The betterment of the black man is what I'm all about, so I don't want that to happen, and that's why I hope he picked up the phone and called him.
Right.
That's why I hope he picked up the phone and called him like, "Hey man, I got a little beside myself tonight on the show, and those things that I said, I didn't mean to say those things."
Yeah.
I got Shaq was egging me on. Shaq was like, which fool you talking about? There's a bunch of them. So
they talked about it before that segment. They talked about it before the segment. That's why he said that.
Oh, yeah.
Because Shaq probably did agree with him during the commercial or whatever. And so he thought that Shaq was going to agree with him when they came back live on air.
Right.
Shaq knew better than that. Shaq knew better than that.
Man. Yeah. If Kendrick, again, I said it a couple times.
Not that Shaq is worried about Kendrick Perkins, because Shaq that's just not professional. Why would they throw that man into the bus like that and talk about him like that and he's not there?
Shaq did not single him out. Shaq said, which one you're talking about, because there's a bunch of fools on TV. Mm-hmm. He didn't say, he wasn't specific at all. Only person that was specific was Chuck.
Yeah, that was bad business. Definitely not a Barkley fan like that, man.
Let me say this real quick. I hope black men to black men that they do whatever they're going to do, whether it's not the public's eye. But from what I understand, the Texas boy Kendrick Perkins to be, this will not go unhandled.
Mm-hmm.
This will not go unhandled. I don't know if it's going to be a conversation or if there's a possible squabble in the making. But from what I know about Kendrick Perkins and his Texas roots, this will not go unhandled.
You must have saw this. Kendrick's from Beaumont, Texas. Country ass will fold Chuck up like a lawn chair.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Mike. We appreciate you, man.
I like Kendrick Perkins too. Have we ever talked about him? I like Kendrick Perkins, man, as a commentator or whatever, man.
He's carved his niche out to do him.
Yeah.
On TV. And I love it.
I like him. I like his delivery. He's a little different than everybody else that's pretty much ever done that job.
Old country boy, big old country boy that can hoop, made some money, and he knows the game.
But he got good takes, and he doesn't a lot of that type of stuff. God bless his soul. He's not dead. I don't know why I said that.
Why are you killing him? He ain't dead.
But Emmitt Smith. Emmitt was a great player, but Emmitt was not good behind a microphone. Kendrick Perkins is good, man. I don't know why. I don't know.
Just kill off Emmitt Smith. I don't understand.
I meant to say God bless his soul, but that's still indicating that he's died.
That's for the transitioning of people.
I meant to say Lord bless him. Lord bless him, okay. But Emmitt wasn't good on TV.
That's different.
Okay.
Emmitt was not good, and neither was one of the best to ever do it, Jay Rice. He was not good.
Right. Kendrick Perkins, I love whenever he says something funny and he has like a delayed reaction. He goes, I love when he does that. He's good, man. I like Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, God.
A lot of people don't like him. If you read comments or whatever, anything that he's tied with, a lot of
I
people don't like
I don't
him.
like cookie cutter. I don't like the guys
Right.
that have never played, that are looking at box scores, just
Right.
reciting numbers. I don't like that.
Kendrick Perkins sounds behind a microphone 1,000% different than the person that would have that job 25 years ago.
Agreed.
The person that
Agreed,
had
sir.
that job 25 years ago was cookie cutter.
And he played on some great Celtic teams.
Yeah.
He takes you inside the locker room, on the court, and in the huddle all the time with his takes. And I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're watching the Two Live Stews Experience. All right. Did we have any more business before we get to these chat messages? We got a bunch of them.
I do have some notes. Oh, that's what I got to do. I got to apologize real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And you're watching the Two Live Stews Experience.
a couple of people sent me evidence, and I looked it up myself after Thursday's show. Mike Greenberg on Get Up in the Morning does have a segment where he says these notes.
Right.
I apologize. I don't
No,
watch
you
Get Up
just,
like that.
You just said no.
I didn't know. I'd never seen it before, and Doug is right. People bite us. We don't bite other people.
Yeah, we don't.
So I will remove these notes from my thoughts, but I did not know that. But I apologize to Greeny for stealing his work, and it's brilliant.
Steal his
It's
bit.
well done, Greeny. It's really well done. I wish I could use it
These
myself.
notes. Right. Yeah. It's pretty good. All right. Are we going to jump in the chat now?
Yes, but before we do that, can I ask you one question?
Go ahead.
Name your top 5 quarterbacks. And you did
In the
not
league
know I
right
was
now?
in the league right now, currently. You did not know I was going to do this. Please name your top 5 quarterbacks. Take your time, too.
Mahomes.
And I'm not going to hold you accountable if you miss somebody obvious, because you didn't know I was going to do this.
Mahomes.
Okay.
Lamar.
Okay.
Josh Allen's probably top 5.
I'm proud of you for that, man. I'm proud of you for that.
Josh Allen's 5. Quarterback in Philly, Jalen Hurts.
There's one more. Please don't miss this one. There's one more. Please don't miss this one.
I maybe missed somebody, but maybe I was gonna say Stroud in Houston.
No, CJ fell off that. He fell off that second tier, third tier he was on.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Joe Burrow, sir. So don't do that. Don't do that. Joe Burrow.
Give me a second. Go ahead. Explain yourself. Give me a second to review some notes. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody.
When Josh Allen got
Jane Daniels. Jane Daniels is my 5th guy.
You can't go with the rookie after one season.
Yes, I can.
Ahead of Joe Burrow? Are you kidding me?
You're right.
Let's see what his second year does. And he may have a year like CJ did. You can't put him ahead of Burrows.
You're right. I'll take Burrows probably at 5th.
When Josh Allen got the contract extension, I pulled up the top 5 paid players.
You know what? Yes, I can take him. It's my list. I'm taking Jane Daniels. Whatever. What's the point? What was the reason you asked me that question?
The money. I want to talk about the money that they're all making. And those are the quarterbacks that have the $200+ million deals. Patrick Mahomes has a $500 million deal. You know, they're getting guaranteed money, and they're the top tier quarterback. There's one tier at the top, and all 5 of those guys are on that tier, in my opinion. Even though people don't want to put Jalen Hurts on that list.
Oh yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, give me Jane Daniels in that last spot. When we get back from the break, man, we got the 2-minute trespass coming up. First of all, stay tuned for that. And when we get back, we're gonna read a bunch of a chat. Don't go
Shout
away.
out in the ball award to the Lady Cox. Pause, and that doesn't fit. But shout out to the Lady Cox.
It's the Lady Cox.
Shout out to the Lady Cox. Those Cox handle their business. Those Lady Cox handle their business.
Right.
SEC champs again.
Shouts out Dawn Staley.
Dawn Staley, we love you. Thank you, Dawn, for all you're doing for the great state of South Carolina. 2-minute trespassing. Up next, we'll get to your chat. All of your chat. Y'all keep it locked. Biggie,
can't you see?
That boy can tell a story. It's your boys, Doug Stewart, Ryan Stewart, the Two Live Stews, and this is your Two Live Stews experience. Something just dawned on me, man.
We got to get to these chat messages, man.
We got to get to the chat messages, but right before we do that, man, something just dawned on me. You know why I'm gonna beat you in the top 5, man?
You're not gonna beat me in the top 5. That whole
Because
storyline of you.
You spelled Aretha wrong, man. You don't even know how to spell Aretha? Man, I don't want y'all to get any votes. I don't want them to get any votes.
I didn't make up
He
that
don't
graphic.
support Arlie. He spelled Aretha wrong. I don't want him getting any damn votes.
I didn't make up that graphic. Tree, please come on, Tree. I didn't make up that graphic. Good morning, Tree.
Good morning, everybody except Doug. How are you?
Here comes the bus. Here comes the bus.
Is this the public apology time or not yet?
Beep, beep. The bus is backing up.
Not yet.
No, wait a minute. We're gonna do some chat messages.
Okay.
But I didn't do the graphic.
Oh no, I'm not. I didn't know we were talking about that yet. I thought we were doing something else.
What are we doing?
The public apology.
Well, he's talking about Aretha and how it was misspelled. He's trying to blame that on you.
No, what
public
public
apology?
apology?
It might be my fault.
But no, if he sent a
But
list, you got to post his list.
Yeah, but I have dyslexia. I make errors sometimes, so that very well could have been. I have to look and see.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's misspelled. I'm not the best speller. I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box.
Oh yeah, I went too many A's.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't want him getting no vote,
That's
y'all.
not a disqualification. That is
because
my fault.
he's not even going to type the poll into Facebook. I'm doing that.
But I can fix that.
Yeah,
congratulations.
But that was
it's too late now. It's too late now. We know how he feels about Arlie, and we know how he feels about Aretha. He don't even care to spell her name right.
Well, it was me though.
Well, no, Tree, no.
I don't have a problem with errors.
Okay.
I mean, with mistakes.
Okay. All right.
I
didn't know you were his personal spell check. That's fine.
Well, I'm not his personal.
I thought you just take what
take
what he sends and post what he sends.
Okay.
All right, Tree. Let's get to the chat.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Tree.
Except you. Rel Scott, enjoying my last week working from home with the Stews. Good morning, family.
Oh, you're
Prime ties to go.
Your black ass got to go back in the office, I see.
You got to go back to work. Trump making him come back in.
Oh. That's right. But
yeah.
the government.
I don't think he's worked for the government, but I think that a lot of companies are taking their cues from Trump and Elon.
Damn right.
They're making people come back in that office.
That's right. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Prime ties to go at Prime ties to go. Thank you, Rail.
Good morning, John Dingle. Thank you so much. Start out the show with a donation. Berkeley Stags.
My classmate, homeboy, dear friend, and what we used to call ourselves?
We used to call ourselves the Four Horsemen. Me, Bubba, John, and Billy.
Yeah, we had a whole group.
No, it was just
like
4.
15 of us with red shirts and all. I mean, we were live.
Yeah,
but shout out to you, John. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We were an elite group. We didn't let everybody in our group. It was just 4 of us.
From Mr. International, thank you so much. Stephen A has the power of the media. LeBron better chill. It can get ugly for Bronny. He shouldn't take his...
I don't know if I agree with that.
Stephen A was very apologetic about the whole thing. Apologetic sounding.
Yeah, he's
from
an
the clips
actor.
I saw. Yeah,
he's a great actor. I think he liked I wasn't gonna show this, but it went viral. Boy, bye.
Yeah, you were going to show this.
He was.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely, and that's another thing you talked about.
They're the same person. They both whine. They act alike. They mirror each other.
Here's another point. You talked last week about watching the State of the Union and how watching it would give Trump a number. Mm-hmm. LeBron and this whole thing with Stephen A gave Stephen A a number.
A huge number.
Yeah.
A huge number.
He was trending the entire weekend.
Well, I want to say this again. I'm very happy that he didn't clap back in that environment at LeBron. Not that he would have. It was for fear.
He hit the victim.
All right. Well, I'm just very happy that it didn't get it. It really could have got out of hand.
Two black men fighting on national TV.
We don't need that at all.
In the
I'm happy he stood down, whether it was because he was standing down because it was the right thing to do, stand down at that time, or because he was standing down because he was concerned about his health. I'm fine with him doing that.
You said you text him. Did he reply to you?
He responded immediately. And my text was like, man, I'm just happy that as a black man, you took the high road and did not make it something that it shouldn't have been for the world to see.
I don't know if he necessarily. I'm sorry. I don't know if he necessarily took the high road. He just didn't want to fight a guy twice his size and half his age.
He wouldn't be wrong if he responded. What does that mean? Take the high road. If he has a right to respond,
he was confronted. He was confronted, so he had the right to clap back.
No, but you made it sound like that an option was to swing on LeBron. He was never going to swing on LeBron.
It most certainly was an option to swing on him.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Tree.
As a 60-year-old man, you're gonna be out here swinging on people that don't touch. Like you can't put hands on people that don't put words.
Okay, we got a lot of chat, man. Come on, man.
I know we got a lot of chat, but I got to say this story real quick.
All right.
Morgan got into a shoving contest this past Friday.
What?
I'm not going to say the kid's name.
Wow.
Little boy mocked her and said something. And thank God my wife was in the vicinity to see it and hear it all. Little boy said something to Morgan, and Morgan said, I'm tired of you mocking me. And she pushed him so hard that he slid back, hit the ground, and slid on the ground, and he hit his head on the ground. So
y'all better.
When she gets home, I pull her to the side. I said, Mama, what happens at school? She tells me the story. And I said, baby, I tell you all the time, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you.
Yes.
I don't want you physically touching people that don't physically touch you, especially a boy, Mama. Because if he decides that he wants to do what you did, that could get out of hand. But Mama, I'm proud for you for taking up for yourself and defending yourself.
Is that defending? So I was a fighter in Detroit. Not a legal one, but like this is how I responded as a younger female. I reacted and it got me in trouble. I went to jail for fighting.
Wow.
Because you can't put your hand. And so from there, I learned, it's okay. I went to jail.
Wow.
I went to jail for the night. It's okay.
I brought that story up because if Stephen A would have been like, man, get out of my face, I would have understood.
Right.
The chances of that happening, man, are less than 1%. That's what I'm telling you.
Then there's still 1%. And listen to me, man. You know how I could be a hothead. If someone in these streets stepped to me like that, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah. You 6'3", you 6'2", 230 pounds. Okay, and played sports for a living. Played aggressively professional sports for a living.
I was proud of Stephen A for the way he handled the situation.
Okay.
I was.
Go ahead,
from Mr. International, thank you so much. Collarbone season.
It's collarbone season.
And thank you, Mr. International. Thank you, Mr. International.
It's collarbone season. Thank you.
Verna Woods, hello, welcome to the Two Live Stews Experience.
New name.
Need more SME. Yes, Verna.
We're working on it.
Thank you, Verna. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We're working on it.
Thanks for being here. We need more females in this space.
We do. And we need more protection for Arlie. We need more people in here that can protect Arlie, and women can do that.
What? Y'all ain't. From why
right, Doug is not.
He Doug definitely ain't. From why not 2403. Thank you so much. Any updates? Yes.
It was about to be today, but we guarantee it's Thursday. We guarantee it's Thursday.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Guarantee it's Thursday.
Yes.
And the t-shirts Thursday too also.
Yes, all of that.
The second Thursday of.
Well, maybe not all the t-shirts on Thursday, but website, trips. There's a lot of stuff coming up on Thursday. We got to do it right.
So make sure y'all are here on Thursday.
Right.
We got to do it right. We got big news dropping on Thursday on the show, y'all.
Big things popping, baby.
From Loose Neck, yes, no, sigh. Nutsie down a dirt road in the country hit different.
Right.
Thank you for your donation.
See, Loose Neck, he always tries this shiggity. He always tries this shiggity. I didn't say nothing about smashing on no dirt roads. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
In the back of
the back of Kid Field, which was a cement paved road.
Well, he probably think it's a field. There's an area of our hometown called Kid Field. It's not a field. He probably thought you were talking about dirt road in
my
a
bad,
field.
My bad, Loose Neck side. My bad.
Now, I know that we read the donations first, but I need to set this up.
Okay.
I need to produce this. From Tony Dorsett, Doug really sounds like media. I'm done with this dude. I want my donation back.
Oh no, Tony, don't take. But you're taking it from everybody, Tony. Tony, you're taking it from everybody.
Don't punish us.
Tony,
is he a LeBron fan? Is that what's going on? Is that what he's referring to?
It was about
whatever
all
it is.
that
Whatever it is.
earlier.
Nobody pisses me off more than him, Tony. Nobody.
Bless your
And
heart.
it's not me.
Bless
You're
your
a
heart.
great Cowboy, Hall of Famer. I mean, please don't request your donations back, Tony.
Bless your heart. So he represents the bronze sexuals. He does.
Well,
Bless
he
his
came
heart.
back later. Only 5 today, because Doug talking about Bron.
That's
has
what I'm
pissed
talking
me
about.
off.
He's a Bron fan. I didn't say anything condescending about LeBron James today.
Thank you for the donation,
Tony took the Stephen A. road, the
did.
SAS road.
He did.
Good for you, Tony.
He did. Thank you, Tony.
We appreciate it. Methuselah, can we get a decent trade draft pick for Tyler Algier, Falcon, our running back, since his contract expires after 25 seasons and probably loses him anyway? I like his game, but they ain't going to re-sign him.
No, they're not going to be able to afford him because he's going to go someplace where they're going to pay him to be a starter.
Yeah.
We need him this year. I'm happy that he's here. I think he gets more carries than he should because Bijan should get the bulk of the carries. But he's a very good player and he's a positive on this roster, in my opinion.
Yeah, but Bijan is about to be one of the faces of the league. Yeah.
Agreed.
I wish he would change his number, though.
From Mr. International, Kendrick Perkins entered the NBA out of high school.
Yeah. Even though he didn't have the greatest career, like he said, he came, was drafted straight out of high school, like 6'11", 7 foot tall, over 300 pounds. I mean, he wasn't the greatest player, but he's athletic. I'm putting all my money on Kendrick Perkins to whip Charles Barkley ass right now. If they met in the street, Kendrick Perkins gets my bet.
Kendrick Perkins made about $60 million. Y'all can say whatever the hell y'all want about his career. He made $60 million.
Go ahead, Tree.
Averaging 5 points a game.
Calvin, a.k.a. Big Jeff, thank you so much for your donation. Ryan, let me get one of them Two Live Stews Crown Royal shirts. Looks like it's about an XL. He's talking about one that you wore.
Thursday.
I think you wore one the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin, Big Jeff, listen to me. They've all got one live stew on them, but I've got one I will send you, sir.
How much? We should auction it.
You can't send one to everybody, man.
Well,
we
no,
could auction it.
I can't send one to everyone. I cannot send one to everyone.
Maybe we auction it because it's truly a collector's item.
A copy and paste.
Right.
We should auction it.
Calvin,
at one of the experiences.
Okay,
like that.
Calvin, sit tight. You have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to get one of those, sir. You will.
Along with others, or just Calvin?
Along with others. Y'all are right. Y'all, I can't be
biased.
I can't be biased. Appreciate
you, Big Jeff. But
even though,
look at that.
This was genius. I'm gonna give you that. That was genius, man. But I don't think it's going to matter when people see it in the chat room. I don't.
Nobody gives a damn what your losing ass thinks.
I was just showing the favoritism.
I underestimated you on this one. That was pretty good.
From Mr. International again, thank you so much. So far, he's at. I don't think I should do that. Thank you for your donation.
As a matter of fact, Calvin, never mind. I'm sending my shirt to Mr. International.
It's his shirt. He owns it.
It's his shirt.
Right. Technically, yeah.
Mr. International, I don't know if you're in Atlanta, but I make house calls. So if you need me to set you up with a mic,
okay, yeah,
Doug, please.
Absolutely.
And Mr. International has a point here, Tree. Go ahead.
I wish LeBron would fight me. I wouldn't fight back.
Think about the losing battle if he was to swing on Stephen A.
So what was the point? What was the point then?
If the point was he was a disturbed father. That's the point. You keep missing it.
Yeah, man.
He wasn't a basketball player. He wasn't a future Hall of Famer. He wasn't the person that scored the most points in the NBA. He addressed and stepped to Stephen A. as a father.
I understand where you're coming from. I guess I'm looking at it from my standpoint too much. My point is, if I had $1 billion, there's nothing that anyone in the world could say about me that I would want to fight them.
Man, you say that, man, but you born in Moco. You Oakley bred. You don't put up with people coming in your face.
No, but he didn't come in his face. LeBron went in his face. I'm talking about LeBron. LeBron went in his face.
Yes, LeBron did step to Stephen A's face. Yes.
Have you ever hit Ryan for talking shit to you? Like, hit him?
No.
Yeah, when we were
Take
kids.
me out of this. Tree, take me out of this. I've seen my brother swing on 15 different people.
That's not accurate. That's embellishing a little bit.
Wait. I want to get this straight. Doug swung on people that didn't hit him just over some words.
No.
You don't know him.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I was
not
that
true.
girl too.
That's not true. That's not
I
true.
learned the hard way. I don't like jail.
He'll fight in a heartbeat.
I'm not built for that shit.
Listen, and that's the old me. The point is, man, there's no amount of.
Why you gotta talk about old shit?
There's no number.
I agree with you.
Or there's nothing in the world somebody could say about me with words that I would care about if I'm a billionaire and regarded as the greatest basketball player ever.
I agree.
Nothing.
I agree with that. Again, as a father, that may change if someone says something that pisses you off about your children.
And here we go. Doug, how you feel about the girl hitting the other girl during the track meet? Your daughter
runs
what?
track.
Runs
Yeah,
track.
so
Did this happen recently?
This just happened this past weekend, Tree. And if your daughter was the kid on the track that got hit, you're jumping the fence.
Thanks for your donation, Sean.
I'm jumping the fence to see to care about her, but I'm not going to fight the girl that hit her with the baton.
Okay.
If y'all haven't seen the video,
Was it an accident?
No, in a track meet.
Hit her?
The one young lady got passed by another young lady in a relay, and the young lady that got passed took her baton and swung and hit the girl in the back of her head.
So 2 things for Thursday, and I know y'all have a all-star show lined up. I need that video, and I need somebody to send me this video of Ryan that we should have been showing today that Shedrick made. I mean, I don't know, but I'd like to have that one with the baton and then the videos of Ryan.
Okay, done. Duly
We
noted.
need that.
I don't know if I'll be able to handle myself if you show that video with me because
Well, it's perfect since you're going to win the top 5. I mean, what better day?
Wait a minute. Tree. Do you think he's going to win the top 5?
no question, Doug. You
Erica
Aretha.
Badu and Jill Scott over Aretha Franklin and Patti LaBelle?
Dude, can you look at my list? Just
Your
look at my list.
people are a little.
Just look at my list, man.
Well,
Aretha Franklin is higher than everybody.
No, Patti LaBelle. No, Diana Ross and Mariah. I
Diana
got
Ross,
two.
What the hell are you talking about?
We've got two different.
Are you on gummies this morning?
no, don't.
And you misspelled Aretha.
I-
You got 6 A's in Aretha.
Let me fix that.
You can't have 6 A's in Aretha and think you're going to win a top 5. They're not going to vote for that.
Go ahead.
So we're
Tree.
not using Arlie anymore. It's the A's and the Aretha. Okay.
Right. Next one, Tree, please. Thank you.
I do think that. Well,
Go ahead, Tree. You think what?
sometimes your list reflects your old man-ness, like your old man energy. You
I
got
knew he
old
would have
man
Jill
energy.
Scott number 1. He loves Jill so much. I knew he'd have Jill
Yeah,
number 1.
she used to be woman crush. Remember when the big girl, you celebrated the more robust women.
Here's the thing.
You know what?
And
I'm
he
glad
always
you-
picks Jill.
Doesn't
glad
the
you
list
said this, Tree.
doesn't the list say all time?
Doug, I'm
Doesn't the
disappointed
list say
in your
all
list.
time?
I'm disappointed in your list.
The list
I'm
is all
disappointed.
time. The list isn't the last 20 years.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be
If
sorry.
you follow the rules of the actual category,
Yeah.
it says all time.
But
You
Doug,
can't
Ryan
push-
is
you can't put-
playing chess now, and
You
that's what
can't-
you're mad at. You've
Yeah,
decided not
yeah.
to meet him where he is, because the truth is, I have 2 albums. Okay, you can go on. I mean, but if you
I didn't know you had 2 albums, Tree.
of course you don't. You don't know anything about me.
Wait a
Well,
But
minute,
it's
Tree.
okay. I
I'm
don't
well
need to
aware
be, I
of the
don't want to
music
be
that
in
Ollie's
this.
created.
I don't want to
I'm-
be in this, but I'm
listen.
saying you're not. What's wrong with you? I'm
I've seen it-
disappointed in you. If he wants to play dirty, play fucking dirty right along
I've seen,
with him.
I've seen her perform countless times, and Ollie is amazing on the stage.
Tree, send me-
Amazing.
Nah,
And when we do some of these events that we're going to do, I'm hoping that we can find some time and some money to pay Arlie to show us her talent.
Okay,
That's
Tree,
right.
can you send us like a
It's too
link to
late.
your music?
Everybody
Dancing,
these people know.
Well, Tree,
singing.
how did I know you had 2 albums? How am I supposed to know you had 2 albums?
I've
Choreograph.
known you when I met you. I just got back from being overseas in Asia performing.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Because you don't listen. Let's go. Craig, Uncle Mike Pryor. Thank you for your donation. I don't have it like Mr. International, but my donation is for Tree's left shoulder. Also, Uncle Mike has a birthday on Wednesday. He wants us to cash app him at money sign Black Nick.
Y'all look at $ Black Nick and show Uncle Mike some love.
I'm about to
He
do
might
it
send you
right
some
now.
barbecue.
I'm gonna do it right now.
$ BLAKNIK. Uncle Mike got a birthday coming up.
Let's everybody give him $1. I dare y'all.
I mean,
I dare y'all to give this man $1 right now.
He gives to us just about every show. So he put his handle up there. I'd be a fool not to tell people to show that man some love on his birthday.
Let's give it back.
I don't know if we're setting a bad precedent here. No offense.
The more you have your hand closed, less can get in. So if we give, watch what happens. Watch. I am a manifester. I understand the principles. Uncle Mike, look out.
Okay.
From Mr. International. The NBA, thank you for your donation. The NBA has taken away the fan experience. The NBA will kick you out of the game for booing players. Ryan had a comment about, because I said it's boring, and he mentioned this morning he disagrees. What do you think about this?
I agree.
The fans got to the point where they were throwing things. The fans got to the point where they were being somewhat belligerent. And a few people had to be moved out of stadiums and banned from coming back in. So they had to get a little more tough. They had to, in my opinion.
For lawsuit purposes, probably.
Right. Listen, the product on the court cannot be ruffled by the people in the fans.
Right.
In the stands. They just can't.
And you're watching the Mr. International show featuring the Two Live Stews experience.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. He keeps giving.
Look at that.
This man is wealthy, and because of his giving, I assure you, he understands circulation. LeBron should have been fined by the NBA for approaching Stephen A. like that.
You can't threaten the media.
I agree.
He literally threatened the media. Maybe the words weren't threatening, but he approached Stephen A. in a threatening manner.
Mr. International,
I agree.
I 100% agree and did not think about it like that until you just said that. That's the one damn thing I didn't think about all weekend. He can't step to people in the stadium.
Yeah.
Fans and or media. You just can't approach them people in an aggressive manner like that.
Exactly.
Thank you, Mr. International.
Next one, Tree.
Let's see. Loose neck. Hey, loose neck. Oh, thank you.
He do not have your damn albums.
Well, he said he does.
He's not lying.
Why you hating him?
Okay, maybe.
It don't matter. It don't matter. You not play chess. Play chess. Whatever the category, start playing chess.
Tree, come on
He
now.
out here
Calm
playing
down.
hopscotch, and I
Be
got
the
a whole
ninja
joke
that I
book
know
on his
you are.
ass.
Calm down.
Okay.
At what point have you told our listenership that you have 2 albums?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but I have a show. It's called The Tea with
Okay
Tree.
then.
But these are your people from when we did the Doug Stewart show. They have known for a while.
Loose-neck, thank you for supporting Tree, Loose Neck. Thank you very much.
We
appreciate you supporting all of us. And you
It's
support
okay.
us with your financial donations too. Thank you, Loose
It's
Neck.
okay. It's okay.
Are you selling them? No, seriously, are you selling your albums? Are they for sale?
Doug, now you're trying too hard. You're embarrassing yourself.
No, are they for sale? We can promote it on the show.
We don't have to, but I have promoted. They've been sold for years. It's from 2005, and then I released a single.
Are they cassettes or CDs? What format is it? No, I'm serious, Tree. I'm serious.
Come on,
Why can't we promote your business on our platform? I'm serious. I'm not joking. I'm serious.
Well, you a fool.
I'm
serious. I'm serious.
We gotta focus on the book. We're gonna focus on the stews.
Who's that Tree? Who has the albums? It was Loose Neck that has the albums?
He's one of the people.
Loose Neck. Thank you, Loose Neck, for giving, and thank you for supporting also. Thank you very much.
I didn't know.
Y'all crazy. From Mr. International, thank you so much. Look what Ryan started.
No, Don't do that, Mr. International. Don't you do that.
Sometimes.
Don't you do
Okay.
that.
All right.
do that.
All right. From RC, thanks everybody for your donations. SAS is the face of ESPN. When he's saying something, it has more impact than when others say things. Both could have handled things better.
Well,
so
no.
what are you saying from Stephen A's side? Are you saying he shouldn't comment about LeBron and his son at all? Is that what you're saying?
No, it couldn't have been handled any better from Stephen A's side because he was the one that was approached while he was at the game. Right.
He's doing his job.
Yeah, he didn't say, LeBron, come here and fuss at me. He was courtside and LeBron stepped to him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
From Courtney Williams, we've all just assumed LeBron got his son drafted. He's disputing what we all often.
Oh, come on, Courtney, stop it. Don't do that.
Hey, you know what? The one thing about LeBron approaches Stephen A.
Sexual.
And I'm trying to
But
imagine
we don't know.
I'm trying to imagine myself in that position. I could see Stephen A. doing the, hey man, back up, give me some space. Like I could see him putting his hand on his chest and like, whoa.
Well,
you
no,
can't get in that guy's space like that and not expect to get swung on.
Stephen A. got up and walked towards him like, oh, LeBron's coming to speak to me.
Right, but I'm saying when LeBron was saying his piece, I could see and I would understand if Stephen A. is like, whoa, hold on, man, back up a little bit. I could see that.
I was happy both of them did what they did the way they did it, man. But again, if Stephen A. would have decided I'm gonna drop kick him in his testicles, I would have understood that too.
That's too much. The kick in the testicles is too much.
But you don't get to tell me what's too much if I'm reacting. You don't get to tell me that.
Go ahead.
You can't step in my face like this in front of my supporters too. There are people in there that like him too. You can't step to me like that. And if I do something, say, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Why you step to me?
From Sydney Action Jackson, Smith being in your fraternity makes your whole fraternity looks suspect.
That's the dumbest shit I ever seen on this show in the history of my world.
Oh, come on. Who was that from again? Who was that from?
Sydney Jackson.
Sydney Action Jackson.
Really, Sid? Come on.
Go ahead.
Sydney.
Go ahead. Next one.
Damon Gill, I haven't seen LeBron approach anyone else who criticized him and his son the way he did SAS.
Yeah. Everybody talked about that story. So maybe when he see us in these streets, he gonna step to us.
Who, LeBron? That would be lovely. I want him to.
I'm gonna make him swing. I'm gonna make him swing on me. And I'm gonna drop to the ground like a bag of rocks.
What's the chances? What's the chances that LeBron has seen that video of Stephen A. Smith sparring in the gym?
Oh, he's seen it.
Where he looks totally out of like a fish out of water. Like he's clearly never thrown his hands before.
It's giving very clear people. Oh God. Okay. I believe from RC, I believe part of it is SAS has had access to a lot of faces of the NBA in the past and never had access to LeBron. So he's never interviewed him.
I don't know that story.
But yeah, that doesn't matter to me. I mean, LeBron's son being in the league was talked about every day since the season started, since he got drafted. That's that man's job.
Arlie wants to know, how do you know that he hasn't said anything to other people? Perhaps they just didn't tell anyone.
Now, if that's the case, if Stephen A's been talking about him behind his back, not on air, and it got back to LeBron, then LeBron needs to say that. He needs to tell, well, dude said to one of my boys, he didn't know it was one of my boys, that I'm this, that, and the other. That's what it was about. It had nothing to do with him talking about me and Bronny and basketball. Dude is talking about me literally behind my back.
Can we ask her, please, Arlie, what did you mean? Did you mean how did we know that LeBron hasn't said something to other people, or that Stephen hasn't talked about the little boy?
I was saying, how do we know LeBron hasn't spoken to somebody else? From what I understand, Stephen A. is the one who leaked the footage or whatever was happening?
What footage?
Whatever the conversation that everybody's talking about, when LeBron went to Stephen A. and said, listen, keep my son's name out your mouth. Put some respect.
Has he ever confronted other people?
Like, have we had an opportunity to get in front of him? I'm not surprised he wouldn't say, like, Doug, I see how you be hating on me on the show, and I wish you stop it. Like, we don't have that, because, and if he did, are you about to go and tell about it? Guess what LeBron did? he came and said something to me about someone. So maybe Stephen A is using it as an opportunity for y'all to watch what I'm saying. LeBron might be checking everybody. We don't know.
Diva. Yes.
That's an unknown variable. Is what they call that.
There's a bunch of unknown variables. There's a bunch of unknown variables. It really is.
Courtney is very upset today. Why you keep throwing his age in there? Meaning, because Doug kept saying, that's a 60-year-old man. That's a 60-year. Why you keep throwing his age in there like he actually tried to fight him? Like LeBron tried to fight the senior citizen, Steve.
Yeah, that's exactly what he tried to do.
And
am I missing something? Did he not approach him in a threatening manner like he wanted to throw hands?
He approached him in a threatening
manner. Like 60 years old?
He approached him in a threatening manner.
Where's the lie?
And Stephen A is 60 years old.
Where's the lie?
No, I don't think he's 60.
Well, Renati will straighten you out.
Yeah, I don't think he's
not.
I can look that up real quick.
From Till Dog 12, Stephen S. Smith, 60-year-old.
He's 57. He's 57.
Stephen S. Smith, 57-year-old ass shouldn't be talking shit about people, but nah. But it's his job.
He an old looking 57, ain't he?
It's his hairline because it's going away.
The hairline's got a lot to do with it.
Just cut it off. Like
I would have
told this guy, cut your hair.
Doug had on the his about 5 years too long also.
You do it too. I mean, today it looks good, but some mornings I'm like, you're not gonna shave.
I would have guessed he was 61 years old.
And for the record, Stephen A did just sign his deal allegedly. I read something online last night. 5 years, $125 million.
Only God can do it. Come on.
$125 million.
We about to sign a deal in a second here.
That's right. Speak it. From Rel Scott, LeBron has some very much agree with this. LeBron has some Drake in him. Very sensitive.
The LeBron sexuals do not like that type of talk. I mean, they just defend this guy till the end of time.
Your day off.
Oh my gosh.
From T. Wright, thank you so much for your donation.
Thanks, T. Wright.
For being here. I've never seen you here. We appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Oh, by the way, if you want to donate to the show, the bottom right of the chat, look to the right, and you'll see a dollar sign. Okay, click on the dollar sign. You can donate to the show anything you want. If you're watching the replay, same thing. Look to the bottom of the chat to the right, and you should see a heart symbol. Click on that, and you can donate as well after the fact, after the live show is over.
And after we get done with chat today, we will be bringing Nadi in because Nadi's got a few corrections for the stew. So we will be bringing Nadi in for the corrections after we get done with the chat.
Good morning, Cletus, Luther, Rufus, Jackson, the fifth.
Cletus is definitely a black name.
But he cute. Okay. Victim shaming is getting mad at LeBron for stopping a broadcaster for trying to bully his child. You guys act like you don't know when someone is creating a bullying narrative.
Oh, come on, Cletus. Cletus, what are you talking about, Cletus?
Nobody bullied Bronny. Nobody bullied LeBron's son.
Yeah. If you play sports, you tend to get talked about in the media from sports analysts.
Once again, I'd be the first person to crawl up Stephen A's ass. Pause. If he said something personal, personal about that man or his son, I haven't found that evidence yet.
I don't know this. I can't bring Cletus into the room, but I think he's saying that the bullying narrative is being pushed onto LeBron, that he was bullying Stephen. Not that Stephen was, but that's the way I'm reading it.
It was very aggressive.
Right.
It was very aggressive. I mean, we don't see NBA players step to media members or fans at their games like that ever.
I've never seen that before.
We don't ever see that.
It's probably happened. I saw I can't remember his name now, but former NBA player said that he has done that to Stephen A. It wasn't on camera in front of the world on a national televised game. I can't remember his name. He played for Cincinnati in college. Tall, light-skinned dude, played center. Always had like a bad disposition.
Played with the New Jersey Nets.
Always had a bad disposition. But anyway, somebody will put it in the chat. But he said he's approached Stephen A. before in the past for similar things.
If people had phones out like they do now when you got into it with Dwight on that airplane.
Kenyon Martin. I saw a clip of Kenyon Martin saying the same
Very good.
thing.
Thank you, Mr. International. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very
From
much.
Jeremy White. Hi, Jeremy. Never seen you here before. Thanks for being here. Man,
Thank you,
LeBron,
Jeremy.
a clown. Plenty of UFC dudes has smoke for LeBron and his son. I dare him to step to them. He won't.
Well, yeah, and LeBron has a security team too.
True that. He's too
but
his
he's
level.
not just gonna get
There's
the ball.
levels to this.
Yeah, there's levels to this ish.
It just makes him look hypocritical, sensitive, and like a bully. That's all. He can do what he want. But
Hey,
dude
Barbershop.
is right. He ain't stepping to no UFC dude his size.
Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Thanks for being here. LeBron doesn't want to give SAS any more attention than he already has. That's the difference between SAS and Shaq.
You know, we need to do, man, speaking of that, we need to take our podcast on the road and do some shows at barbershops while they're cutting hair. Because we've always said that, you know, our show is derived from the barbershop.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Barbershop Sports Talk. I'm pretty sure we came up with that name. That
God.
No, I'm serious.
A podcast tour.
I'm serious.
A podcast tour to various barbershops.
Doug came up with everything.
I know the guys that do the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast. They were actually on our network, on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
If there's any barbers in this watching this program, we in Atlanta, we will come there.
Yeah, we'll go to Cali.
I'm sorry.
What
I'm
happened?
sorry.
What?
You got to get to Mr. Moore's message.
Okay.
I got to talk about Mr. Moore.
Hey, we'll go to Cali. We'll go to Alaska if we can work out a budget.
Read the tree.
Love the show. Praying for continued success over your lives. Thank you.
Shedrick Moore.
We need it.
This is the man that put
Thank you,
together
Shedrick.
the video that I've watched 1,000 times in the last 6 hours. This is him. This is him right here, Shedrick Moore. This
Shedrick,
is him.
can you text me that video?
Shedrick, I can't tell you what
Ryan's
you've
gonna
done for
have
my
a
life.
moment. Okay, wait.
Since we showing off videos, I'll send you mine too. I've never shown it on the show.
Shedrick,
Wait, go ahead.
Thank you from the. Please,
I
you're
need
distracting me,
music.
Doug. Please, Doug, you're distracting me.
Mute some sad music.
Shedrick, thank you from the depths of my heart and soul for what you've done for me and my family. My kids have never seen me play high school ball. But last night, Shedrick, we watched it for like 3 hours straight. And I know it's just an hour, a minute and a half worth of video. I know you found 2 games and you took clips out. Something you shouldn't have done, but I thank you for it. But thank you, Shedrick. If there's a number that you have in mind that I need to pay you, if I can pay you to recover more games, whatever it is, you let me know, Shedrick, and it's done.
Who's Al Bundy now?
Thank you, Shedrick Mora. Thank you.
Who's Al Bundy now? Y'all used to call me Al Bundy.
I can't tell you how liberated I feel. I feel like a part of my life has been uncovered that's been hidden, and it's just
you stupid.
Okay. This is beautiful. This is what I'm talking about. From Uncle Mike. I'm so embarrassed. The money is rolling in. I feel like I'm stealing from the Stewies. Here's a little something for the plate. Thanks, Stewies.
Thank you, Uncle Mike.
Man, that's beautiful. So you're saying the Stew family has been sending this man $1 and it's piled up. Yeah.
Now he could give that $1 back to you.
He's already given. He's already
but
given.
We appreciate you.
Shots out.
Thank you, Uncle Mike. I mean, he's one of our dudes from day one. Thank you, Uncle Mike.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you, fam.
Bring barbecue.
You deserve every dollar.
From Till Dog 12, Delonte is out of the league and homeless, according to reports. So apparently LeBron did something to him.
Is he joking about that?
Yes, he's joking.
Okay, all right.
Everything's
From
getting
Julius
I mean, but
Green.
all of that's true. Delonte is out of the league and homeless. You do know that, right? Okay.
He is. But isn't he a substance abuse?
I think he might have. I think he
bipolar. He might be bipolar.
Bipolar or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn. From Julius 35C, I'll take checks or championships every time. You got guys selling championship rings online for money.
Yep.
Yep. Cats funds are drying up and they got to sell their stuff.
Funds are drying up. Okay. Rel Scott, can't be mad at Eddie George for leaving for more money and a better opportunity.
Can't be mad at Dion for doing that either, which is all I was saying.
Right.
That's all I was saying. Y'all can hammer this man all you want.
The energy behind Dion
Right. Oh, it's totally different.
Go ahead.
It's totally different.
From RC, he's got zero issues with Deion going to Colorado, and I have no problem with what Eddie George is doing either. He said the same thing Ryan just said.
And you shouldn't, RC. How dare y'all ridicule a man for making a move that he thinks is best for him and his family? How dare y'all hold him to some fire?
Go ahead, Tree.
From Raymond A. Sutton, Tony are brothers. Raphael Sadiq learned everything from D. Wayne.
They're brothers? I didn't know they were actually brothers. Let me look that up and verify that. Not saying you lying, but I've never heard that before. It seems like I would have heard that at some
this
point.
song right here, Bust Down. My fave is Let's Get Down, which was produced by DJ Quick. That's from Barbershop Sports Talk. That's another Tony song. It's good. It's a good song. You can't have a list without Stephanie Mills.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good name, Uncle Mike. Stephanie Mills did not make the list, but she was one of the names I looked at last night.
Okay, so the third member, Tony, Wikipedia is saying Timothy Christian is a cousin. Raphael Sadiq and Dwayne Wiggins are brothers.
Thank you, Truck D, for your donation. Shedrick, you about to get this work. Can you find some of my wrestling footage from high school? Thanks in advance. Hello, Stews and crew. This is a mofo.
The dude said he found 2 games and spliced some plays out of the games for me to make it easy for me to see. But he's got 2 whole games, so he can have a business here.
So listen, I don't know if you know how this works, man. It's not like that. At our high school, there's like for lack of a better term, a warehouse with game film going back to the 60s. That's why my video is in black and white. They evidently started filming everything in color when you played for our school.
More evidence of your
The
elderly.
tapes are all mixed up and jumbled up. Some of them aren't labeled right. Some of them, there's no recognition of a lot of the stuff. Your games are in this room, but to find it is a different conversation.
Have you ever seen a player with as much energy, enthusiasm, and effort than me every single snap? Have you ever seen a guy work harder every single snap than me? Energy, effort, enthusiasm. I'm being honest, man. I mean, and if you disagree, just say it.
No.
But if you ever looking at those films, did you see anybody working as hard as me on every single play?
A lot of people would say they work harder on every single play, man. I would
They
say
work harder than me.
I work hard on every single play too, man.
Go ahead, Tree.
Fly Ty says he been down to Kitty Field. Somebody brother chased me out of. That's where you were.
Kid Field. Yep.
Kid
He's got
Field.
one extra eye in there.
It's Kid Field. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's Kid.
Shouts out to our homeboy Junior
There's
Jones.
a lot of
Appreciate you,
juice
man.
down there.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, did Angel Reese say it while missing layups, talking about her demands for more money?
That's not necessary.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
If Mariah Carey from Fantasy Football GOAT Strategies, if Mariah Carey can be on the list, absolutely. Tina Marie?
We only had 5 names.
Yeah, if I would have put Tina Marie
But
on
you
there,
could've-
y'all would have laughed and
used-
scoffed at me.
Yeah, and then Ryan would have said she's not black.
Right.
I was just
This
about
is a
to say
setup, Doug.
this is Black Women's Month, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Tina can't make the list. Sorry, Tina.
Okay. Millhouse 79. Let's be real. The only person on that TNT show who we should listen to about BB is Kenny Smith. Shaq and Charles are just hilarious.
No, they all spit facts.
I mean, I guess I like the insight, but what he's saying is from an analyst perspective, probably accurate. That statement is probably accurate.
I've been saying for years that Kenny's ultimately trying to get an NBA coaching job with his work. And he's been interviewed a couple of times for jobs, to my understanding.
From Uncle Mac, thank you for additional donations today. I have my high school basketball reel from 1986. I cannot convince my sons I'm dunking on 10-foot rims, damn it. Send me that so I can play it.
Hey, man, speaking of which.
We just going to have a throwback, like a literal throwback Thursday where we just.
Listen to this, man. Listen to this. Dre Bivens, face dog.
Yes. Rudolph.
91. He went and found in storage in a box that's been tucked away for 28 years.
Y'all step
a video tape of the Step Show in 92.
Oh, I got to see that.
Well, we got robbed by the Alphas.
Are you in it?
I'm in it.
Oh, you know, listen.
We've been trying to get this man to convert this for the last 6 months.
There's two things that he can do really well.
We
Or three
need it.
things. He can talk really well. Two, he can fight for his size really well.
Right,
His
thank
size.
you.
And three, he can hop.
Oh, I
He
can
can
hop my-
step for days.
Hey,
Like, can you do it now? Like, you could still.
Oh yeah, in spurts. I have to warm up and
You gotta
stretch.
take
but in
that blue
spurts.
pill. Okay.
Oh, no, he's a show dog.
We have been begging this man to get this tape converted over, and he just, I don't know, for whatever, he got all kind of excuses.
He's a show dog. He's a show dog for sure.
I can't wait till he gets this thing converted and we can watch it on the show.
From RC. Oh, Kirk Cousins went to the White House cheesing with 45-47 like he won the Super Bowl. I'm so glad the Vikings let him go last year.
Man, Kirk can kick.
He can do what he wants. We don't
Duck
care.
some goo.
Yeah, he whatever. Get out of here. Be gone.
Maurice
Cost us the
Bird,
season last year.
thanks for being here. The NBA runs a blatant caste system with the Lakers and Celtics at the top. They treat everyone else like the Washington Generals.
Well, I'm not
That's
gonna
kind of
front that.
extreme.
But if they're
the
making
Lakers,
the most
right,
money,
Right.
right,
More
right,
viewers
they've got
will
two of the
watch.
biggest audiences.
Right.
If the
I-
Knicks make it, it'd be big news too. If the Knicks made it, because that's another big audience.
right. From Arlie Michelle, Rel Scott, thank you. Erica Badu, knowing Ryan, it was her scent that got her on the list. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
She
got that Newsy
can
juice in the bottle.
sing,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if she.
She got that. She
That
got a
was
Bookie on
interesting.
her.
that she
Lord
was
have
on
mercy.
your list.
And
But
ain't a dimple
your
in that
lips.
bookie.
You're
Ain't
not.
a dimple.
You're,
Ain't a dimple in that bookie.
you're not going to win because you putting Erica Badu on your list ahead of Aretha Franklin. You're
You
not gonna win.
misspelled Aretha, so you can't. I mean, you don't have her on your list either. You got Franklin on your list.
Go ahead. Trina.
okay, we got a few
You didn't support
more
Arlie.
from Black Diamond. Hold on. What time we need to meet at Woogie School? We ride at dawn. She
No,
trying to pull up.
Thank you, Black Diamond.
Black Diamond.
What
Thank
time
you,
do we
Black
need to
Diamond.
meet at Woogie School? We ride. Yeah.
She's got it handled. Oh, she got it handled, and I'm proud of her. Got to be careful, but I'm proud of her.
From FM. Hey, FM. Thanks for being here today. These notes was stolen from These Nuts, which is Snoop. So
Well, we know
These
that.
Notes is stealing it back.
That's a pretty good point. I mean,
There's
he
a
got
lot-
it from Stoop.
It's
These
called-
nuts.
The copy and paste.
And I don't even
culture
think. I don't.
is-
Right. I don't even
People
think these
don't
nuts
have no
came
original
from Snoop.
ideas no more.
And
Snoop,
for the
Snoop
record-
didn't come up with these nuts. First of all,
And
Snoop
for the
got that
record-
from somebody else.
For the record, I do these nuts jokes around my house and my family and my kids all the time. My wife hates it,
For the
and
record.
all three kids fall on the
For
ground
the record,
every time I do.
T-Facts, I do these
You
nuts.
do these nuts jokes with your kids?
These nuts all the time.
First of
And
all,
they
it's not
love
even
it.
that. It's not even that funny.
Oh, my
And it's
kids
like
love it.
40 years old. It's
But they
old.
love it because they're
My
not
kids love
supposed to say it.
Right,
Ryan lives
right.
in a house where they're not supposed to do that.
And my wife
stuff.
says, "Stop that! You shouldn't say that." And every time she says that, the kids are dying laughing.
Yeah,
And
my
Dad did it
husband
again.
used to
Dad
do
did it again.
stuff
Dad
like
did
that.
it again. Morgan, you hear him? Yeah, I heard him. He said, "These nuts."
It's
Let's get
line
these last couple of
stepping.
messages, please.
All right.
I'm so late. These people. are
Doug,
really-
you was about to whoop that Cowboys fan's ass at the last tailgate. You was finna fight somebody?
I wasn't gonna
somebody-
fight
In
anybody, but I
November?
mean, it was a long story. But the guy put his hand in my face, or he touched me or something, and I told him, man, listen, take your hands off me now.
And for the record, we've got people in place to handle that stuff. So Doug may have got one blow in, but somebody else was there to take care of that.
But how is that in comparison to this whole LeBron story? What is he
Well,
saying?
he's just saying that you were ready to put your hands on somebody. That's all.
Oh,
You just
okay.
said you could walk away, and he's saying you were ready a few months ago to get down and squabble at the damn tailgate.
Jungle
no,
Brother,
that's-
thanks for being here. Oh, I'm sorry, right, Doug.
Thank you, Jungle Brother. Thank
I
you.
wake up to the power couple, Doug Tree, having another spat. Yep. Still didn't.
Go ahead.
That's okay.
Go ahead,
Come
Joe.
on, we
I'm
got
not
two more.
coming tonight. From Craig, Uncle Mike
Pause.
Pryor.
Damn. Wow. Go ahead.
That's
When
only
Ryan
bad for
ma-
you, Tree, not for him. That's only bad for you.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. When Ryan makes his eyes big like that, it makes me reconsider that conservatorship. And we're out. Oh,
Right before we get to naughty, we gotta get naughty.
decisions about
Correction.
you at some point.
thank you so much, everybody. And
Thank
I'm
y'all.
out.
Thank
Appreciate
y'all.
it, Tree. Thank you, Tree.
Let's bring in the great Naughty Dread before we get out here today. Dread, what's up with you, fam? How you doing, man?
Oh man, you already know it's same suit, Jibber heated.
Correct these things, man. Get us right.
Well, first I think we'll be remiss. You said the biggest story over the weekend was the LeBron and Stephen A, which some might agree, some might disagree, but we remiss if we don't mention that Jokic had the first ever 30-20-20 game in NBA history. Where he got 31 points, 22 assists, and 21 rebounds.
I watched the game last night.
In the history of basketball, there's only been 3 guys to do 20-20-20. That's Wilt Chamberlain, Russell Westbrook, and Jokic. So he's the first ever to do 30-20-20. So that was huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Stephen
Doug, you're not a Joker fan, are you, Doug? You're not a Joker fan, are you?
He's a great player, man, but I wouldn't vote for him.
He's the best player in the league.
Is he better than
He's been the best player in the league the last 5 years, at least.
Oh yeah. No, but I'm talking about this year.
Yes, he's the best player in the league this year too.
Is he having a better year than what's his name? His initials in Oklahoma City?
SGA.
Alexander.
Yes, but sometimes, just like Lamar Jackson, people have voters fatigue when it comes to MVP. So Shea probably will win, considering that his team has the best record in the NBA.
And we're not gonna be mad at Shea for winning either. However,
no.
30, 20, and 20. I mean, that's going to work, man.
I mean, Shea is
one
deserving.
game, though. That's one game, though.
No, he's averaging a triple-double, though. He's third in the league in scoring. He's third in rebounds.
Jordan never did that. LeBron never did that.
No, that's a phenomenal record that he got this weekend.
What else you got?
My point is, it seems like just from that one game, all the conversation about Alexander being a definite lock for winning MVP kind of got muddled a little bit this weekend, and now it seems like they put Joker back in the conversation.
Yeah, Joker. It's a 2-man race. They just knocked Giannis out.
Was it a 2-man race before this game?
Yeah, well, Giannis was in it, but I think this kind of knocks Giannis out. But Shea still is, because Shea got the most 20-point games, the most 30-point games, the most 40-point games, and he got 5 50-point games.
He got 5 50-point games already.
And his team is the number 1 team in the league right now. So, like I said, voters fatigue, he'll probably win it.
When you say number 1 team in the league, you don't mean number 1 seed, because OKC is the number 1 seed in the West.
Yes, that's what I mean. They're the number 1 seed in the West by 11 games.
You talking about OKC?
OKC, yes.
Yeah.
That's who Shea played for.
I thought you were saying Denver.
Okay.
No.
Anything else?
Denver's third.
Stephen A did respond to LeBron, and he basically said he didn't say anything about Bronny. He spoke about how LeBron put Bronny in the situation that he's in.
And that's what LeBron is mad at?
Right.
No, he's not saying that's what LeBron is mad at, but he's saying that's what he was doing.
Right.
He never said anything disparaging about Bronny.
Right.
He
Absolutely.
talked about his dad putting him in a position that was tough.
Right. Once again, so I wanted to try to be as sure as possible about my take, and I floated it out there, and I haven't heard anything still personal that dude said about LeBron or Bronny.
Right.
It's been 3 days now.
And Stephen A didn't leak the tape. Somebody in the stands was recording it when it happened. So the tape went viral, which forced Stephen A to have to talk about it because it was already out. So he had to mention it. Bronny is averaging.
And he had to pull in a good number for his show, which is what that could do. Period.
Go ahead, Nutty.
Right. Bronny's averaging 21, 5, and 5.
LeBron James is the biggest thing that could happen to him this last week.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Nutty. Sorry.
Yeah. Bronny is averaging 21, 5, and 5 in the G League.
That's good.
That's good. It's the G League.
It's the G League, but I mean, does that translate to he can play in the league?
The guy who won the slam dunk contest, he won the MVP in the G League last year. He averaged 22 points a game. I mean, it's all right.
Oh, wait a minute. So I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
So the scale.
No, McClung can play now. We're not going to disrespect McClung. No, he can play.
No, but he's not going to play in the NBA anytime soon.
Nope, he's not.
My point is the scale of averaging 20 points in the G League obviously doesn't translate to you playing in the NBA.
Agreed.
Because McClung is not going to play in the NBA, and so in effect, what Bronny is doing really isn't that big of a deal. I guess what Nadi's trying to say. Is that right?
McClung has played a few games in the NBA, but yeah, to your point, he's not going to be on the roster, like as a permanent member of a team.
Okay.
LeBron is slated to have an MRI today to reevaluate the severity of his growing issue.
Okay.
He walked off the floor. He walked off the floor in a way that didn't look too bad. But I'm here to tell y'all, that growing mess with your sex life, that growing mess with your working out, that growing mess with you trying to take a dump, that growing messes with everything.
Something you want to talk to us about, man?
That growing messes with everything.
All right, Nadi, what else? What else?
Shaq and Charles Barkley have had the war words with Perk for the last few years. So this is nothing new. This is something that's been ongoing for a few years now.
They didn't call him out of his name like this, though.
Yeah. They've been it's been worse.
It's been worse?
Yes, it's been worse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
To Arlie want collarbone exercises. You can do shoulder shrugs. You can do arm circles.
Okay.
You can do chest expansions. You can do wall slides. You can do dumbbell front raises. When you get the dumbbell and you do those. You can do seated cable rolls, which when you sit down and you do those.
What is that?
And pull-ups. Or you can do a collarbone stretch, a neck stretch, or a chest stretch.
I got some bands over here to make you dance.
Right. So
I'm had to just pray.
I just gave you a bunch of exercises you can do.
About 15 of them.
Right. You got to put in the work. You can get that bread.
Hey, man, I
don't understand.
Man. I gotta go, man.
Hold on. I got one more, Doug.
Go ahead.
You want to get all the facts. Tony was originally a joke. But until they realized it had a nice ring to it. That's according to an interview done by Raphael Sadiq in 2008. So that's how they got the name Tony.
That's what's up.
Outstanding job, Dread. Thank you very much, man. Tell them where they can find you, Dread. I'll tell them for you, Dread. I'll tell them. Okay, go ahead, Dread. You got it.
Oh, Wednesdays on the No Show, me and Arlie. We chop it up. We tell you a whole bunch of things you need to know: woman's history, relationships, the whole nine. So just tune in on Wednesday and y'all see what we got for you.
Look at FM, you freak. FM, you're a freak. Look at FM. Look at FM, you freak.
Hollywood tent. Why has he got a picture of a tent?
Oh God, it's over your head, Doug. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Gotta give an A+ to everybody in the chat room. Thank y'all so much, man. Y'all came through today with the super chat. Y'all came through with the text messages. Y'all came through blessing Uncle Mike for his birthday on Wednesday. Y'all just came through. Thank y'all so much.
Tell somebody about the show. Hit the subscribe button and hit the share button.
Thank you, Adrian.
A lot of people don't know that we back. Still,
Hollywood,
a year and 2 months in.
Plus Ollie, just like the listeners in the chat room. Naughty Dread, thank you for the corrections and thank you for being a part of today's show. You get an A+. Outstanding job, Tree. Thank you very much. And Dougie, I don't know about you. Misspelling Aretha. Again, itching all over Ollie for no reason, not thinking about Ollie and what she does to make money to feed her family.
None of this is true.
It is true.
You bloviate.
You didn't say nothing about Ollie's career again, and you misspelled Aretha.
Look at it, Lion Ryan.
And the Lion Ryan T-shirt. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for y'all to see him.
Actually, it should be established 1973.
Yo, Lion Ryan Crying Ryan was established in 73. Lion Ryan was established this year when the show started.
Oh my gosh. I gotta go, man.
A+ to you, sir. And to everybody else, thank y'all so very much for all that y'all do. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. If you don't know him, you need to find him and show him love because that's all he's showing you. Nothing but love. Wednesday, don't forget about the No Show, 7 o'clock. I believe the Joe Ham Show will be back on at 9 o'clock this Wednesday. But to all of y'all, thank you very much for everything that you've done for us this morning. We're looking forward to seeing you Thursday morning on your next edition of the 2 Live Stews. Thank y'all very much. Peace and blessings.